everybody. Welcome back to another episode of More Than the Title. I'm your host, as usual, Jared Thomas, Chief Revenue Officer at Outside the Box Digital. And you know I got my brother, my brethren, your favorite CEO's favorite CEO. Chatty, yo, what's good, baby?
Yo, you used your last name. I think that's the first time you ever used your last name.
The branding's working.
You feeling real professional today.
The branding's working. They loving out. I play the jersey, the last name in front of the jersey. You feel me? You let them know.
Now listen, I love it. I love it. You already know, man. We in the building. This is a super dope episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
before we introduce this guest, let me just let you know that what this man has done was help shape a generation, man, a culture. I don't know anybody that's from the 80s and early 90s that considered themselves like that person or fashionably correct that did not rock this man's brand or wasn't influenced by what this man did. So I'm super excited about this show, man. I'm ready to go. He lucky I didn't bring out my old platinum FUBU.
The 05. I couldn't find my 05.
I went to stores to find it because I still got my velour shit with the Fat Albert on. He lucky I ain't bring that out on him.
But Jay, I went Queens. I try to, you know what I mean? I'm a Yankee dude. I hit you with the Queens, though, the homage. I ain't got the 05, but we'll talk offline.
I got some shit.
But y'all, you already know, man. We can get his brother the intro that he deserves and requires, y'all, straight up and down, man. Well, hold on one second. Oh, damn.
Real quick.
Straight housekeeping. So, first of all, shout out to our distribution partners, the Live Podcast Network. Shout out to Angel and the entire team. If you're looking for more content like More Than the Title from Black content creators, make sure you download the app and make sure y'all support your favorite creators like More Than the Title. You heard? Also, you already know, shout out to y'all, the followers, the listeners, subscribers. Without y'all, the show does not exist. We are doing 100,000 across every platform, y'all. We're growing and glowing, and it's because of y'all. So first, shout out to y'all, man, because this is what we do it for. We want to have conversations like this to bring it back to the community so we can all level up. We could be entrepreneurs and really just to show them we better than whatever the hell they think we are, because we all more than titles, you heard?
Yeah, and just to add real context to that, the last video that we put out, shout out to Mike Barron. When we brought Mike Barron to the hood, man, and did a walkthrough. That video is not even a week old. It's already at 85,000 views. We're not talking comments. We're just talking about one platform. I think that's just Instagram,
just
right?
IG.
I think that's just Instagram. 85,000 views on that video. So that just goes to show you once again, real recognize real. The people know when you feeding them the real shit, and the people know when you feed them the bullshit, and they're connected. So shout out to y'all, man. And we're gonna continue to bring y'all real topics and real content like that as long as y'all keep supporting, man. We know it's working. We know that's what y'all want.
That's it. That's what the people want. With that said, with a sound effect, with a sound that
let's start the show.
To hear my sound. There it goes. So let's introduce this brother properly. First of all, this king co-founded an empire built on originality, urban influence, and industry-changing music. This acclaimed brother externalized many successful ventures in the fashion industry, including the iconic clothing line FUBU, For Us, By Us, serving as the co-founder and vice president. Today, his kingdom includes a clothing line, nonprofit, and a consulting firm. And through all its endeavors, it's his innate talent and ability to predict trends that have caused him to impact the fashion world and rightfully be portrayed as the man who made urban culture a part of mainstream. So let's give this brother the warm welcome he deserves, Mr. J. Alexander Martin, y'all, co-founder of FUBU and the For Us, By Us network. You heard?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show, big bro. Welcome to the show.
So I heard a lot of good things about y'all.
Oh, we appreciate that.
We
appreciate that, man. You know, like you know, we read a lot of your information and stuff about, you know, how you feel deeply about the culture and how you connected, and the things that you do, you know, always translate back to, you know, what you're trying to change. And we feel the same way. That's why we told you, if you've ever watched anything from the show, any snippet, we don't do clickbait. We don't do scam. We don't give a fuck about none of that. You understand? That's not going to help our young kids and the next generations come up and be something more than just ignorant motherfuckers. You understand? Not doing that. You know what I'm saying? We need to talk like to brothers like yourself, have them give that information back to the next you coming up, right? And inspire them and show them that, listen, it don't matter where you started, it only matters where you end up at, right? Anything is possible.
Right. Anything is possible. The fact that us three here on the phone right now, anything is possible. You know. And first of all, shout out to our brothers. Shout out to my brother Dante, and shout out to my brother Will Benson for helping us set this up and set this meeting, man. We had great episodes.
Yeah. And let me tell you something, man. And I'm gonna say this before Jay get on, man. I'm gonna tell you how it really is. First of all, we had a little technical difficulty with he coming on the show. Let me just show you the power of this shit. I don't have his number personally. Jay don't have his number. We only had his email. We contacted a person that sent his number immediately in under 30 seconds. I called him. I'm pretty sure this man gets thousands of calls a day. He could have blocked me, could have sent me the voicemail. He picked right up and was professional, like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, hey, bro, da-da-da. And we made the introduction and he's on the show. Once again, it's a testament to his character, because I'm telling you right now, I don't pick up numbers I don't know.
I'm trying to tell you.
I get too many scam calls.
I assumed it was you guys, because I'm like, okay, because I when I tried to get on, I must have had the wrong link or something like that. But like I said, now we good. We good.
Now we appreciate it though, bro.
That's the force bias and the workings right there.
That's it. That's what we are. We cure as curators of the culture, brother. Let's take it to the beginning, man. Let's take it to the. You're from Hollis, Queens. Talk to us about the upbringing, brother. We want to understand your mindset and how you led into the business.
Yeah. Well, you know, how does I could tell you the story of FUBU and how it really started. If, like I said, if I had $1, for every time I had to tell the story, I'd be a lot richer.
Message.
I had to hit you with one of those. That's real.
But, it's sort of like this, bro. See, coming up in Queens, I lived between Farmers. I lived between Hollis. So one year I would hang on Hollis, and one year I hang on Farmers. But Farmers was actually just slightly closer to me versus the Hollis was, as far as going to the store. Okay. So then I would wind up being on Farmers more than I would be on Hollis. Fast forward, I met her in school. I would go. We went to junior high school. I met a guy named Damon John. Everybody kind of knows who that guy is, right? And we wound up being cool. I was wound up being one of my best friends at that point, at that time. So growing up, we went to junior high school. From junior high school, we went to high school, and then we went to this thing called co-op. We went to this class called co-op. Co-op was a program in which you went to school one week and you worked one week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So between that, it built us both into either business-minded people. Mm. Now, he went off. When we finally graduated, I wound up going into the military because my father was like, listen, you're either going to go into the military or you're going to go into the military because I'm not paying for school because I don't think that you're really going to, you're going to succeed in school. Wow. He felt like I just wasn't going to, to do it. He wasn't going to waste his money. So I was like, all right, fine, it is what it is. I mean, I had no choice at that point. Yeah. Went to the military, got out of the military on a medical discharge. I was on Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Served a few years in there because I got out of medical discharge. And now I'm back at home. So I'm like, all right, I got some money out of that military. I want to bump it into Damon again. And I remember like it was yesterday, I was in his kitchen. He lived if I had to count it, maybe like 7-8 blocks away, 6-7 blocks away, which is nothing in Queens. Everything was walking distance.
Right. 10 minutes for those who don't know.
Either way we go, right? So long story, a little shorter, was the fact that he had a hat on his table, and it was like back in the days there was this tube top hat that everybody used to wear, and he had created it, made it, and he was selling them. And I was like, well, what's that? And he was like, yo, I was selling, but then he also had a label on it. And I'm like, well, I said, I said, what is it? This is FUBU. I was like, FUBU? What's FUBU? Like, what is that? And he said, we wanted to call it For Us By Us, but it was too long. So we just did FUBU. So the guy, the graphic designer, did three different colors, 3 different labels, but they all had a purple based in the middle. So it was FB, which is similar to the graphic Walt Disney. Mm-hmm. So everybody would see FB and they'd be like, why do I really like this? They didn't understand why they liked it because it was part of Walt Disney.
Message.
Grew up and you would just see go Walt Disney, and you grew up and see that. And when you see the FB, it just reminded you of something, but you never knew what it reminded of. So nobody really knows that story. So
that's crazy.
I'm telling you the story. So there's a lot. So with that concept, there's a lot of things going on in FUBU. As we worked, I would take certain things that are iconic and kind of bring it home to us, and in respects to where you like it, but you don't know why you like it. That's one. So 2, fast forward, I got what they call a GI Bill, went to fashion school, and was like, yo, Damon, I could turn this into a clothing line. He was like, clothing line? How the hell are you going to do that? Because by then, back then, we young kids, we're still young, like my early 20s, really early 20s.
Yeah.
And the concept of someone creating a clothing line, it's like, come on.
Unheard of.
It's unheard of. So I'm like, yo, I could do it. So he's like, well, we don't have any money. I was like, all right, watch. So I wound up giving my $6,000. I had $6,000 in my hand. And I wound up giving him $5,000. And I said, all right, let's start. And we started.
So 5,000. You said 6,000. Bet on yourself.
$5,000 in 1992.
So I got it's so many questions that I feel like we could go with this thing. All right, I always like to get a foundation to build off of, right? Okay, so in school, what was your major in high school? I know you said the co-op program. So what was your major in high school when you did the co-op? What was your job like then? What were you
well, it wasn't necessarily a major because it was still, we would go to school 1 week and we work 1 week. So we would have a job like for 1 week, and then we would be in classes, regular classes like everybody else.
Okay, like a trade program and
freedom. We had a lot more freedom because even when we were in class, we would be able to go out for lunch, or we would be able to, get off early because our classes wasn't all day. So it was a great program. I loved it. And again, I don't think I'd be who we were. We wouldn't be who we are as today if it wasn't for the co-op program.
Okay.
Based on high school, yeah. I don't know if they still have it.
No, they have it. So my mother went through that program, so I know about it. So the reason I asked you about like if you had a major, like, because a lot of us went to like specialized high schools, like my high school.
No. Yeah, now Bayside wasn't a specialized high school.
Okay. That's why I was asking, because I wanted to see, like, did you go? Because there are Fashion Institute high schools. So
So I didn't make it. Yeah, I tried to go to art and design originally, and I didn't make it.
Okay.
And so I wound up having to go to Bayside, and that was cool. But growing up, Farmers Boulevard, there's something called the Rock, and that's where all the drug dealers used to hang out. And you'd see the fashion, you see the cars, you see jewelry, you see all that stuff, and you'd be like, wow, you want that, but you don't want it the way they're getting it.
Yeah.
So it was another way to look at life, and plus my mother, father wasn't having it anyway. But it was just another way to look at life. I'd rather do this and not have to look over my shoulder. Yeah. Because again, if I fast forward years now, I see some of those guys that I've seen, on that corner, living it, doing it, and now they don't have it so much. You know what I mean? They either just got out of jail, or some of them not even here anymore. You know what I mean? God bless that in that respect. So, they will see me and they'll go, man, I wish I would have just, I see you used to walk with your briefcase and walk down the block, and see you walking. And I'd be like, yeah, where that little kid going? But, he's going to be somebody. All right. I did become somebody, but they wish that they turned another cheek or did something different, at that, because they wasted their whole life. They made money, but now all that money went for court, or all that money, for other stuff. So again, they had the same talents I probably had, because again, what they're doing, simple math. I mean, you're talking about running a corporation. You're talking about workers. You could have done the same thing. You just chose another thing to faster money. I just told a long, consistent, walk every day, walk in the right way. And again, it's going to take a little longer than I thought, because I'm going to just do it the right way.
And that's critical, brother. And that's why this is so important, this platform, right, brother? Like, for people who don't have that, some people just simply don't know, right? They simply don't know what's possible until they see what's possible, bro. And that's why I kind of want to go with this first.
Well, let me stop you there for a second.
What's up?
See, my mental is a little different.
Okay.
I'm the type of guy, I don't care to know I don't care that there's someone else that did it. I don't care
Absolutely.
I don't care. I don't need to see someone else that did it either. You know what I mean? What I look at something and I say, that's what I'm going to do. So the only reason why this thing actually really worked is because I just saw it and I willed it to work.
Message.
Point. There was no blueprint.
That's
There's
it.
nobody else that actually did what we were doing, especially on our level at that point. So I didn't have a mentor or someone to look at. You know, I would go to school, and I failed in school a lot of times as far as in FIT, because I was working and it was actually working. So what I would use those, and what I was doing, and I would, when a test came, I would use my answer versus the answer that they showed me in the book. And they'd be like, well, that's not the right answer. And I was like, well, it is the right answer because it's actually working. And then, you know, I wound up dropping out because FUBU got so big. But I say to say, a lot of people, you know, you have to find your own lane. And a lot of people look at other people's lane and they try to follow that or emulate that. And then that's not what they're ordained to do. So you have to, you know, go your own route. And that way there's nobody in your way. If I'm driving a car and there's 5 people in front of me and I'm following them, if I go my own way in my own lane, there's nobody in front of me. So I'm doing what I want to do and how I want to do it. And I'm building a bridge as I go along.
That's what we say. Paving the road while we drive, bro.
That's how you got to do it. And
absolutely,
that's to a lot of people, because a lot of people say, you know, hey Jay, what do you think? You know, I want to start a business. Well, you know, what do you think I should do? I mean, what's the hardest part, or what's the, you know, how do I do this? Well, you start. Because half of them don't even start. You talk about it 5 to 20 different times. You talk to this person, talk to that person. And again, you never actually start what you want to start, because you're looking for everyone to tell you or give you the authority, give yourself authority by asking someone else, or should I do this or should I not do this? It's not about that. Or looking at somebody else that have done it. No, look to yourself, because they're doing their blessing, and what they're doing is what they're doing. It's not your blessing. Your blessing is your blessing. So you have to go your own way, your own route. And a lot of people don't do that. And, you know, it's just, and that's why we don't have that many, you know, entrepreneurs and people are in it today and out of it tomorrow. I've been in business 30-something years, over 30 plus years.
Yeah, it's real, man. But I say that, like, I agree with everything you just said, brother. Like, because you would be the anomaly. We're the anomaly, right? I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you. When I told my boys I was on 2K when I was playing 2K, came up with the idea to do a podcast to generate sales for a business, brother. Wasn't even my business. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna get people on that can sign the checks and make a relationship and see what happens. Maybe they throw us a bone, bro. And today we talking to the co-founder of FUBU, you know what I'm saying, from a couch in the Bronx. So like you said, you got to pave the road as you go, bro. But a lot of people don't have that mindset. And that's why we have to shift that mindset to let them know what the hell is possible. You know what I mean? They laughed before. They ain't laughing now. Guess what? They proud as fuck.
I got to play devil's advocate. You know, I got to play devil's advocate. He mentioned something very important that we cannot speed past. First of all, I don't know what your MOS was in the military, but being a military man myself, I know it wasn't fashion. So we just gonna say that, right?
Funny. I actually
Iraq, right? You wasn't designing the uniforms and shit.
No, not at all.
That'd be crazy.
I said, hey, do you have anything in fashion? And it was like, no, but you can go to school. And I didn't get to go to school while I was in there, but whatever. I was a radioman. Radioman. Okay,
so my point is, like, again, right? We got to understand the way the human psyche works in general, right? There's always an anomaly, but what we try to do on this show is to get people to understand the psyche in general. You went to high school and did one thing. You went into the military and did something completely different than what you were doing in high school. So at this point, you are still trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. Whether you're a pioneer or not, you still haven't figured it out because you chose 2 different paths already, right? Most people go from high school with what they learned in high school and continue to build on that in college. That's the way the system is built, right? Now, after that, you came home and got back with your friend. Now, your friend is doing a venture in an area, in an industry that technically you know nothing about.
Well, that's not necessarily true. That's not very true, because I was working, when I came home, I started working at Macy's.
Okay.
And I was actually going to school. I was going to school at the same time.
Okay.
That makes sense.
But see, that makes sense, right? Well,
when I bumped into him, I was like, you know, because I felt like I said, go back to my childhood.
Right.
I didn't really have direction. So basically, with what you're saying, that was way back.
Right.
I didn't have the direction.
Right.
But then when I finally said, I think I'm good at this. Okay. And I said to myself, I want to be in something. If it could be fashion, I wanted to be a buyer.
Okay.
So I went to Macy's. I got a regular job at Macy's, and I was trying to get into the buyers program. And then from there, I bumped into Damon and was like, "Oh, this is what Damon's doing." So again, if I wound up. So the story about Macy's is that I used to work at the tie department.
Okay.
And in the tie department, we had like ties from 500 that on down to like 99, $9.99, let's say. And I would have people lined up, like lined up from the suit department coming over for me to put together their outfit, their suits. So I would sell a lot of suits just as well, because I would put together outfits for them and help them, and I'm like, yo, yeah, you want to buy the suit? Okay, let me show you how you could do with this. And I would sell a lot of ties. So, and then I was always working. Like I was always working. Whenever I can work, I'd work 24/7 if I could. And I was ambitious. And I really knew I wanted to be the bigger buyer. I wanted to be in fashion. I wanted to be in something like whatever was going to happen. I was going to make it happen. So long story short, my manager called me to the office one day and was like, "Well, we found this tie, near your station, kind of, and I guess hidden somewhere." And I was like, "Well, I don't got nothing to do with that." And he was like, "Well, you tried to steal it." And I'm like, "Bro, I didn't try to steal anything." And I'm like, "Well, first of all, let me explain you this." I said, "This tie is $9.99." Right. There's ties up to like 500, 200, 300, 400. If I'm gonna steal something, I'm gonna steal that. Why I'm gonna steal a $9.99 tie? Plus, it was on sale. Plus, I with my discount, so that tie would have been $2.99,
like $3.
Let them know.
and I already got the eye of like the merchandise manager, and they were looking at me, "Hey, I like how this guy works. I know he's really good. People are talking about me." I was really hard worker, and I guess maybe he didn't like that, so I quit. And I said, the next time I come back to this store, walk back in Macy's, I'll be selling to you. Because I was doing FUBU at the same time. And so when if you get us all together, all the guys together, someone will always ask this question. They'll say, "Did you ever think this was going to be, as big as it was?" And I would always say yes, and they would say, "Nah, I just thought," because it's my vision. My vision. I'm the sole vision to make this happen. I want this to be. This is what I've been wanting to do. So that's one of the reasons why I don't do goals anymore. I do more vision than anything, because my goal was to try to be a buyer, but I wound up owning one of the largest companies, African American companies, owned companies in the world.
Message.
You left that part of the information now. See what happened when you tell the whole story? Because when you leave some shit out, motherfuckers assume. I'm like, well, where'd you learn fashion? Like, are you in the military?
It connected like a motherfucker just now.
And now we're on the right track. Because the reason I asked that is, again, right, having somebody that you cool with is one thing. Let's be very clear. We talking about how I know Hollis. Like I used to be in Hollis. You understand, when I was rocking with Irvin, you know what I'm saying? We was doing it in the studio over in Hollis for Black Child album. So I was in Hollis a lot. So I already know Queens. To hang with somebody is different. To go drinking with somebody is different. To use your money and say, "Here's 5 and I'll take 1" is a huge fucking different conversation to have. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, that was your guy. And yes, you might have liked it, the hat. You could have bought a fucking hat. But for you to be like, "Yo, I want to turn this into a business. Let's partner up and let me give you the majority of whatever money I had on me." That's a different mindset that I was trying to figure out. Where did that come from? Because you had to trust Damon to a certain extent to know that this guy's not gonna fucking jerk you over, making that.
Well, now in hindsight, he's the shark. So
yeah, right, you motherfucking shark.
Message.
Keeps it real. Yeah.
I could dig it though.
But again, you in business, you have partners, and a lot of people ask, how do you pick a partner? You pick a partner, something that you lack. If you lack A, or you lack B, or whatever it is, that's how you pick a partner. Someone that's gonna pick up where you fall off. And I was creative and business, because I went to when I went to FIT. I went to be a buyer. So that taught you the business. It taught you the fashion part of it. You know, and I always tell people it's the fashion business, not just the fashion. So I had learned both of those parts. So I would always, you know, but you needed someone to actually run the business part while I was, because sometimes I can't do 100% business because I have to do creative. So the business is going to lack. So you need someone that was just going to be focused straight on the business part of it. And that's where Damon filled in. And again, that's what you need when you need a partner. When you have a partner.
That's critical. Message. A major message. So so once you gave him the 5, brother, I want to get into the mindset. I want to like go back to the journey. You gave him the 5, you first invested. One strong thing, right? How did you figure out? Did you guys talk about equity? What was that conversation like? Like,
well,
how did
I'm young, I'm green, I don't know. Equity, I don't know nothing. I'm just I'm happy because I'm doing what I want to do, you know. And I didn't really, to be honest, I didn't really understand equity. I didn't understand all that stuff. Right. I used all his, you know, people. And you know, whatever it was. We did 70-30 because he said that he'd already put money into the business, and things like that.
The logo and stuff. Yeah,
I don't care. I didn't really. That didn't honestly. Back then, numbers didn't even matter to me at that point because you know, coming from a creative mind, I just wanted to get my shit off.
That's it.
I wanted to get my ideas out of my head and build because I knew where I wanted to do, and I knew I had the vision of where I wanted to go, and I knew this was going to be the biggest thing. I just wanted to go. You had all that stuff. You know, we'll settle it later, you know. So at the end, I made a whole lot of money, still make a whole lot of money. And, you know,
that's love.
Yeah, we could have been, I mean, when hindsight, I could have been 50-50, you know, whatever, but it is what it is, you know, that's then. But see, you know, somebody will listen to this and think, oh, well, man, did you know, is it being a shark? Did you get jerked? No, I didn't get jerked at all. Right. See, I don't look at it like that. I look at it as the deal you cut.
That's it. That's the message.
Oh, you don't get jerked. You cut that deal. That's what it is. You can't turn around and flip it later. Is what it is. That's what it is. And
we just had that conversation earlier. Not to cut you off. Me and my cousin just had that conversation about a similar situation with somebody else, and the exact conversation was: if you agree to a certain deal or a contract, then that's what you got to go through until that contract is done. Then you shouldn't have signed initially. So we actually just had that conversation
a couple hours ago,
like an hour ago. Yeah.
Right. So again, that's why I want to mention that because I don't want people to misconstrue, because you know how people twist them, turn stuff.
This ain't for that.
This ain't that kind of party.
Yeah, I do got a side question though, because this is very important to understand also. So even though Damon had already created the product, was FUBU an actual on paper company at the time that you joined, or was he just operating in good faith of a company?
No. So I brought in structure as far as business. I created the first the business. I created the business as far as paperwork.
Exactly.
I was the first one to I registered, because it's funny. I remember telling him, "Yo, I need to register." He's like, "Register? What do you need to register for? Well, nobody even knows we have." I said, "Trust me, we need to register. I'm telling you what we need to do." Whatever. So Dame was like, "Oh, forget it. You're stupid." So I took the money.
Yeah.
And I registered it, but I registered it with everything. I mean, everything I think of, anything I could think of, from flip flops, socks, shoes, underwear, hats, scarves, glasses. I registered everything.
Right.
Years later, because I did that, when we finally started getting really popping, out of woodwear, everybody wants to come and try to sue, or everybody wants, right? But I registered already.
Right.
And come in and say, because if I didn't do that, somebody else could have been like, "Oh, I had it first," or whatever. You know how it goes.
Absolutely, brother.
Like you could start something, but because you don't have it in commerce prior to, they can come and steal your mark.
Yeah.
Because you didn't put it in. They can be like, "I had it first."
That's it. That's great. But at the same time, you gotta listen to him. You can learn something.
Let me tell you, Jay, that's super important. Right? Wait, Jay. That's one of the #1 lessons. No, seriously.
Seriously, in business. That was real.
In business that people do not understand. And that's why I made sure that we honed in on that. We could talk about all the success later, but a lot of people will come up with an idea, right? So you say, you know, how many people come up with an idea that never push it forward, then see that shit make billions later? Like, yo, didn't I come up with that idea 5 years ago? So what you said is right. A lot of people come up with a million ideas and never press go. But now watch. A lot of people press go to test the waters, right? Let me see if it'll work before I, spend all this fucking money with the licensing and this and that and doing everything that's required, right?
Yeah.
Right. So they start the business, whatever it is, t-shirts, drawing, whatever. And then what happens is, before you realize it, you actually start to get popular. You actually start to move your business, and it slips your mind. Holy shit, I'm still operating as just an as-is business and not a legal entity, until you actually start to go to do something big. And then they go, well, where's your business bank account? What's your EIN number? What's your Dun & Bradstreet number? Then you're like, what the fuck is all that? And then they're like, okay, go get your business right first, and then come back. So that's a very important lesson to learn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody just come steal it right under you.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Or somebody can come in and say, oh, I like what you're doing. This is cool. Knowing that you don't have your business in order, then they will put their business, then they'll put a check in front of you, and you're finally like, because you drowning. And now you're like, all right, I'll take it. And now you're a worker, and you're my man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna put that on. Yeah, I love that shit. And look, I want to go talk about the struggle, bro, because I'm gonna put some on a quote card tomorrow. I was gonna send him some shit. Yeah. Like, no one is immune to the fucking process. Right. No one's immune to it, man. We got to go through it to get through it. And we in the process.
William said that. William was like, yo, you're going to walk through the fucking fire. There's no fucking escalator to the top. You're going to walk them fucking steps. William said it when he was on the show. He's like, you're going to walk them fucking steps, bro.
Everybody, no one's immune to it, bro. So with that said, man, what were some of the early struggles and then, of the business? What are some of the things, early lessons that you would want to give back to somebody who's starting up a fashion brand right now? What are some of the things that you learned, bro?
For me, I don't really look at anything as a struggle, so it's hard for me to tell you a struggle. Okay. Because I was learning when I went along, so nothing was really a problem per se. What I tried to do more so, and the only thing that I can't say that happened to me was going to like different fabric manufacturers or knitters or a manufacturer, and when I walked in as a black man with Timbs and jeans on, they didn't really respect or see me as who I knew who I was. I knew what I was doing, and I knew I was doing some type of numbers, but they didn't know. So when I walked in there as myself, they didn't really take me seriously, and a lot of times I couldn't get into the room. Wow. So I came up with this phrase, dress how you want to be addressed. And then I started putting on a suit. And from then on, I always would most likely put on a suit. And if I'm casual, I'm still have a sweater on or something. I'm always, even if I'm dressed down, I'm dressed up somewhat, in that respect. So
I like it. Okay, good. Can I ask you something? My fault, Jay. I don't want to cut you off.
That's the only problem.
My fault, Jay. I don't want to cut you off, Jay, but you just said something that was super important. I just want to touch on. I want to hone in on it. Dress how you want to be addressed, right? So shouldn't you, as somebody with the vision and mindset to build a $1 billion brand like FUBU, should be able to walk in there with Timbs and a hat?
Well, this is the thing.
But it wasn't at that level.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, though. But even without it.
But again, one, the only way you'll be able to do what you want to do is when you control what you do.
Message.
It is.
Right? You can't walk into a business that you're jumping into and start telling them what how it's supposed to work.
Yeah,
there you go.
You have until you make it to the point where you're vertical, where you control all of your destiny, and you don't have to. You're not worrying about them.
That's real.
And that's what a lot of people walk themselves into because they want to go. But you can't. Who are you? Like these people, you're talking to someone who's been in businesses, longer than you were alive, and you walking in there and talking about, no, you have to respect the business.
Right. It's a fact.
Are you gonna go to a funeral? Everybody's wearing all black, and you walking in there wearing, whatever, jeans and Timbs and whatever. If everybody's, it's all black, or you gonna go to an all black party and be like, yo, I'm wearing lilac, No, motherfucker, I respect the business.
Yeah.
Motherfucking lilac is nuts.
But you know what, too?
I feel you, bro.
Let me just add a little.
Some outrageous.
Not too much on the lilac. Lilac is my color.
Pastel chatty.
Pastel chatty. Call me pastel chatty. So not too much.
No, ain't nothing wrong. I was trying to.
I know what you said. I'm just fucking with you. But I want to add something that's super important that a lot of us sometimes forget, right? Remember, right? Starting a business or a clothing brand now, you already have FUBU, Rockaware, you already have Sean, you already have blueprints in front of you to show you kind of like what to do. Remember, when he was doing this thing, right? We are talking like we're talking early 90s, right?
95, 96, right?
We're talking early 90s, right? Remember, the internet wasn't even up at that time. Forget Alibaba and all these outsourcing to China shit that's so easy to do now, where you don't even have to walk into a clothing manufacturer. You could talk to one via Skype and fucking do everything you want.
Right. You can get an app. You can
absolutely right. So it's very important to understand the context of what he's saying. Yeah. Like, yo, not only was they doing this shit, but they was doing it on so much limited resources that it's like, if you don't play this game, they're gonna just shut you out. So I can definitely understand where he's coming from.
I mean, you had books. Your references were books. Yeah. Your references were encyclopedia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember that? My references. If there was music videos to a point, because that was getting steam. Yeah. And that's how we got it out there. Right. As far as advertising, we had a couple of magazines, Word Up and all these different magazines. Yeah. You would have to put an ad in, and then going places and word of mouth.
That's it. But you guys did something different though, bro. What you guys, your influencer marketing strategy. You like LL is kind of symbolic with you guys, bro. Like, you ain't gonna find the 05 jersey with the motherfucking pants leg up, in the house was on and shit on UPN. I remember the time, bro.
Don't forget
he was from Queens too. No, he was from Queens too. So they strategically did that.
Who came up? What was the idea behind that, bro? And how did you strategically pull that off? Because that's fucking brilliant.
Well, here's another thing about LL too. LL, I used to be a rapper back when I was young.
Will in the building.
My guy,
there you go. Will, what up, baby?
I used to be a rapper. So LL, so my best friend. So this is a 3-part story.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Wait, we gonna give you a bell real quick. It just felt like it was gonna be one of those. We'll give you a bell. We're going to third period. Business, fashion, culture.
Here we go.
This chapter is called relationships.
Oh, here we go.
Let's go, baby.
All right. So LL's okay. So my best friend was in a rap group with me. We were in a rap group, and another guy. So my best friend brother was LL's best friend.
Gotcha.
Which also was in a rap group.
Gotcha.
So it was 3 of us and 3 of them.
Gotcha.
So LL used to always be at the house with his best friend, which was my best friend's brother. And I would see LL all the time.
Gotcha.
Fast forward, I went in the military.
Yeah.
When that happened, Damon would always go to the concerts when they were in drive to like Virginia or whatever, and hang out backstage or whatever, with L, or just go on tour or whatever. That's how, because LL, every time he was close, he would make sure everybody had tickets and stuff to go to the concert.
Makes sense.
I missed that whole time because I was in the military.
Yeah.
Right. So back to say relationships, when I saw him, we see him, we say, hey, look, we got this clothing line. Yo, hey, you from the now run away. Hey, could you wear it? He wore it a couple of times. Oh, this is nice. All right. It's like, yo. So now at this point, he's like, as far as relationship, it's like, yo, I've known this dude forever. This is my boy. Let me hook them up. They neighborhood guys. They doing right. You know what I'm saying? It was like versus us running around in the streets doing crazy shit.
Doing crazy.
Right.
Like we trying something new. It's nice. We handling our business on a high level. So his thing was, look, bro, if this thing pops, just come back and look out for me.
Okay.
So we made sure when it popped, like it did, we turned around and made sure we gave him a good check.
Message.
That's love. That's love.
In that, because it was so much love, for that. The Gap was like, yo, we needed somebody. They needed somebody at the time to, represent the African American community. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
So he was like, all right, well, we said, hey, you better do it. He was like, no, I can't do it. It's like, no, bro, you better do that shit. Get that money. So he does it. And he's like, look, I'm not going to do it unless I can wear my hat. And they were like, all right, wear your hat. Because, LL don't never not wear a hat.
Right.
Yeah.
So he wear the hat. They don't know what the hat is. They don't know what the hat is. And then he also says, for us, by us on the low.
Yeah.
Which is our, mantra or our tagline.
Oof.
But again, they don't know because they don't know hip hop. They just know, oh, this sounded great.
Right.
But lo and behold, that was a commercial for us just as well.
Message.
Again, relationships.
That's it.
You mentioned early in the show, Dante, Will, I've known these guys for years.
Yeah.
And the relationship of you called someone else to call someone else that called me it's all relationships. And again, I always go back to what I always keep saying is for us bias. We don't do it. If we don't help each other out, no matter what, in all these cases, then what are we doing?
Message.
Now that's an absolute
Real.
And I just thought about something because in this instance, LL becomes technically a brand ambassador for FUBU, and he
Organically.
he kind of becomes the first brand ambassador
Right.
to kind of like do that. You understand? Which is like super dope because if LL would have had the internet in that time, he would have been technically a major influencer at that time. So he's paving the way for things that he doesn't even realize is going to become mainstream years later. That's super dope. Shout out to L for even having the humility to be like, yo, I trust you guys. I'm gonna rock with you guys based on our relationship. Just look out for me. And when you guys looked out for him, he took it a step further and kept repping you guys, man. Shout out to L, man. That's
just off of good faith and a handshake. That's like, come on, man. That don't happen like that. And then he had to like the product to say it.
Yeah. No, we were hot. We were getting hot. Like people were, we were in a couple of videos here and there. And so it's like, wow. And then what show was it? New York Undercover.
Okay.
You got a hit, meaning somebody, we call it a hit. And somebody sticky, and that's was it not sticky. Not sticky. What's the other?
Fredro?
Fredro for it.
Yeah.
And Fredro got shot in it. And that show was big too. So that show was that when we was on that show, it was like, wow, yo, everybody starts saying, no, where's this FB thing? I want to, and again, it always goes back to everything I do. When it comes to creation, I find something and I associate it with, something that is staple in everybody's life, and I associate that. Red, my red I use is Coca-Cola Red.
Your brand is ridiculous, Jay. I ain't gonna.
So people always like, well, why? Everybody just loves this. So why? I know why. And that late now, I give out my secrets now, but because I'm so, I'm so ordained in it. I'm so, in the culture. You can't get rid of me if you wanted to.
Right. But again, ladies and gentlemen, what he did is genius. But make no mistake about it, companies have been doing this shit for years, right? And let me just touch a little bit on what he said. Like, he used Coca-Cola Red, but guess what? It's a reason that Coca-Cola uses red. Red is one of the most intense colors. It invokes a mental reaction to things. That's why I think 5 of the top 10 chain restaurants all have red. Do your math, right? McDonald's, Burger King, they all use red. They all use yellow because once you use certain colors and mentally it invokes hunger and stuff. So the only thing that he's doing is studying the game the same way that these other businesses study the game. And that's why most of these companies use the same fucking colors.
Message.
So
talk about it.
I always used to say I can feel color.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? You can feel color. Yeah, I can feel color. If I see it, I can feel it. Because color has a heat to it.
Yeah.
depending upon how you turn it up or turn it down. When you're making a hue. So it's a lot. I won't go.
I was gonna say with that said, bro. I was gonna say too.
We gotta pay some bills. We'll be right back.
With that said, we're gonna have the Coca-Cola Reds up tomorrow. If y'all go to the website, it's gonna be an OTB digital. It's gonna be a More Than the Title beanie. It's gonna be hats. We got LinkedIn courses. We got mugs. What's gonna keep your Douce cold for 2-hour conversation with one ice cube?
Or your ginseng tea hot.
That actually looks like Pepsi. It looks like Pepsi colors, to be honest.
I'm trying to tell you, brother. We've been studying the game, brother.
Studying the game. So at this point, and I want to make sure I get the story right. So at this point, you and Damon have effectively launched FUBU as now a company, and it's only you and Damon. Yes.
Yes.
No. Okay. At that point.
Okay. Because to Jared's point, we see most of the time pictures. There's 4 guys involved.
Right.
So that's why
originally it was just Damon and I, and then as we grew, because Carl lived down the block, and he was the original guy that went with Damon to go sell the hats. And then Carl kind of stepped off, and they stopped. And then I came in and revamped it and turned it into what it is today.
Okay.
And Keith lived in Damon's house because Damon's mother left him his house. So Keith lived there. I lived there, and then Keith was kind of hanging around, and he would hang around, and he was working, but he'd come and help out. And then all of a sudden, now he became a partner. So when we finally, got it to the point where we could really officially, blowing, we listed all 4 of us, and we just call it like, we had 4.
You see, you got to ask the right question, because I've never heard that story. How about you, Jack? Have you
never? I didn't hear that on Vlad, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's why you got to ask the right questions, because I'm like, I always see a picture like before we, obviously we do our research on any guest that's going to come on the show, right? So we was doing our research, and everything that kept coming up, when it came to like founders, always show 4 people, people, but you very rarely hear about the other 2 people. You know what I mean? Your name and Damon's name is like the most talked about. You know what I mean? So, and I understand that. Like, look, even like with Rockefeller, like Biggs had a back. He was funded, but he wasn't in the limelight. So that's why I wanted to ask you that. Like, was the other 2 guys down initially, but was they like, we don't want to be in the limelight? But I'm glad you actually cleared that up, because we had a definite misconception of what was going on.
When we started going to like the magic shows and really being out there, we did it as 4.
Okay.
Right. Now in the house, they like those guys would come and help out here and there and stuff like that. And we also had another guy that was around, and he was helping out too, but he didn't make the cut in the end because he just, some people just like, they have other things to do, and because it would have been 5 of us, but unfortunately, like I said, he didn't make the cut because he didn't have the aptitude or the fortitude. He just didn't have it, the it thing where he wanted to stay in this. He wanted to do other things that wouldn't, I don't want to say it in that kind of way, but he just wanted to do other things. Let's just say.
And I'll say for you, Jay, he's looking like this right now. I'll say for you.
I mean, listen.
I would. I ain't gonna lie.
If you gonna do it, not only did he have the face, he had the damn.
How could you not?
To his stomach right now, like
to be honest, like what happened is, when we were doing it, like back at the house and when we first finally got our small office, we would hire our friends. Okay. So a lot of these people we're talking about our friends. So like I said, this guy, he was around. He was he's more Keith's friend than all of ours but he was around, and we could have been like, okay, yo, you know what? Come on, let's rock with us. But like I said, he wanted to do some other stuff. And then other people that we had around, we gave him jobs. And one guy's still working today. He's still doing the same thing. We brought him in as sales. So we tried to hire a lot of our friends. It's not the easiest thing in the world because again, it's hard to tell your friend either you're fired or, we have to let you go, or, to be telling them person, yo, I need you to do this and, whatever. It's hard. But you do what you got to do. But again, you help the community, you help your friends, you help their families, and that's what it's all about.
Message.
I knew the message was coming. I knew the message.
You already know. Finger on the trigger.
Baby.
I ain't gonna hold you, but I just got a text from Will. Will said, he said, he said, talk about the Rihanna story at the 40.
He said, let you cook.
He said, let him cook. He said, let big bro cook.
Let my guy cook.
He said, let him cook. So with that said, because I'm pretty sure you got mad stories, bro.
Yeah.
Like, one thing we always ask is the mama I made it moment.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it like when you got your first million? So I'll let you choose, man. Which one would you prefer? Because our audience loves that. So what was the mama I made it moment for you that changed your life and changed the business? And then what it was like when you got your first million, bro? What was that moment?
Okay, so my mama made it point. Let me think about that. Mama I made it goes back to the story I told you about Macy's. Because the next time I was actually in Macy's, I was in Macy's window. And we were doing it was the first time anyone was ever in their windows. It was a live. We were doing because we were going to be in the window. Like
actually
normally,
in the window.
Normally people are, you do a display in the Macy's window.
Right.
But we were actually in the window. That was a display. And we did that for a few hours and then we came out. But that was the next time. When I told you I'll never step back in this place unless I'm selling to you. And that was the next time I stepped back in there. That was my mama I made it thing because I tell you I'm doing something, I'm doing it.
There it is.
I'm not. I don't give up. Excuse my friends. I don't give a fuck how long it takes.
That's it.
Jay, I'm talking your shit on this show. Goddamn it!
I'm doing something. I am doing it. If it could take 3 years, 4 years.
Let's go.
Go to like my business. My media company. I mean, I started in 2015. I mean, now I've got a feature film coming out called The Biggest Boss. I won't tell you. I can't tell too much about that yet.
Be one of these anyway.
I've shot 5-6 series. Like I said, this movie just came out. I have shot reality shows. My reality show is like number one. Side Chicks of LA.
Saw that. Congrats, brother.
If I tell you I'm doing something, I'm doing it.
That title is crazy.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, that title is fucking wow, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I heard that. I was like, hey, somebody actually was like, yes, I want to be on a show called.
Yeah. What was next? What was the other one you wanted to?
What was it? What was it like when you got your first million, brother? What was it like when you broke that down? Like what did that mean for you? Us coming from the mud, I like to ask that question.
My first million.
Like when you first saw that liquid in your account, like what was that moment for you? Did you break down? We had stories of people saying it was the worst feeling. Some people said it was Tuesday. Some motherfuckers broke down and cried, which is rare. I'd probably cry.
No,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I didn't cry. I didn't.
It's hard, bro, because you know what goal is, man. It's generational wealth in the family. So it's like. Well, first of all, let's give you a horn. Let's give you a horn because it's been that long.
Right,
you forgot the story. You've been touching M for 30 years.
First one is was that 87?
No, think about this. I didn't react like in normal people react where I went to, or I was excited. Like we were already making money.
Right.
And I was like, the money wasn't it. Like I wasn't in it for the money.
Right.
I was in it for what I was trying to do, and I was doing it with my guys.
Right.
So I was happy. The money was whatever. I'm going to give whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I can buy what I want. I could do that. But I was just excited. One, you don't need for anything. You got all the clothes you need.
Right.
So it's not like you're buying clothes.
Yeah.
So I mean, if anything, I bought a house.
Yeah.
I remember the first thing I did buy was Cartier glasses.
Okay.
That's the first thing I bought, some Cartier glasses.
Yeah.
That had to have a meaning for you. Like you saw somebody with some Cartier, you was like, I always gotta have that.
You know what it was? Know what it is? Because I wear contacts now, and my mother, when I was younger, I always used to have to wear glasses, and I hated glasses. And so I always wanted to. So for me, I think it was buying a pair that I actually liked.
Okay.
And well, I mean, again, with Cartiers, I mean, what's not to like?
Yeah, that
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I had the ones with the diamonds. They were sick, right?
Yeah.
That's the first thing I bought for myself. And then, then I started buying cars, and then I became Liberace. I started buying nothing but jewelry. So I mean, that's what I bought, but it didn't. It was all marketing.
Right.
It wasn't actually, and I know in years from now, just to be really kind of home down and be really honest with myself, years later, it made me who I am now, but I didn't know who I was then.
Gotcha.
Because it was a uniform. I'm going into a business now. It's not just fashion. Now it's fashion entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm, somebody walks up and says, "Oh, that's Jay from FUBU." Well, and after a while, you're like, "Well, then can I just be Jay?"
Yeah.
Message.
Never turned it off. So with the money came responsibility of being somebody else.
Gotcha.
But it took me years to figure out who that person is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or was.
That was real, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I got
That was super real. Dope.
Because money made me crazy. To be honest, I wrote a book about it too. I'll tell you about my books later. But money made me crazy because it's like, who are you? Like, then everyone sees you as who you are, as the money, or as the fame and the power and the this and that. But I just want to chill.
Right.
Yeah. Oh man, I felt that, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's
you ask that question about the money. That's what you feel. Yeah. And no one, and I don't know if too many people that's gonna actually really sit back and really tell you that shit. That's so. I know I'm not the only one.
Well, here's the thing, Jay. Let's give people the benefit of the doubt to say that everybody feels differently about money. Everybody views it. I know I look at money completely differently than a lot of other people around me. The way I handle money, the way I view money. I view money as a trading tool, like salt and fucking pepper. I don't let money change my personality. Like the person I am right now, the person I am in front of my grandmama, my mom, it don't matter. Like money, no money. Because if you're a fucked up person broke, you're a fucked up person rich. If you an asshole broke, you an asshole rich. You understand? So you know what I mean? But what I wanted to get to, and I think this is very important for our viewers to understand this, right? Because we talk about this a lot on our show, right? When you started FUBU, you came out the military, you kind of had a part-time job with the Macy's thing, right? When did you decide and say, we're going to go all in, it's FUBU or nothing, and you're not going to work no other job? Like, when was that moment when you said, like, it's or bust?
The day I left Macy's.
The day you left me. So the day you quit, you was like, I'll never work for nobody else again a day in my life.
That's it.
What was one of the hardest moments, bro, from that time? You know what I'm saying? Because you're leaving on a limb, bro. Like you're eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Like, what's up, bro?
No, actually wasn't peanut butter jelly sandwich. It was chicken wings, and pork fried rice, and 50-cent beer.
Message.
That's when the Chinese chicken wing and pork fried rice was like,
motherfucker eating that tonight.
It was taking your token instead of having tokens, instead of taking your token, instead of going using it to get on the bus to go to the train. It was I would keep the first token and I would cash it in to get something to eat. And then I would get on the train because you can't walk to the city. I mean, you really could, but it'll take forever. But that's what I would do. And then you save them tokens up, and then you cash them joints in because you get $1 for them, and you get something to eat. But the hardest part is, sacrificing for what you believe in or what you know you can do. And most people are not going to sacrifice it. They're going to do it for 2 days, and if it's not working, because that instant gratification or that, or you can't put it on the gram, and or live some lifestyle that you're not even living, and that's what's gonna happen.
Message.
Thank you, bro. I needed to hear that, bro. That was the story I was trying to get to, bro. And thank you for just keeping it gangster, bro. You kept it real,
bro. I'm
that
real.
was real, man.
I'm not gonna give you the bullshit. I'm gonna tell you the real shit. You ask me a question, you answer.
Yeah, nah, man. Some people don't, man. And when we do, we appreciate that shit.
Listen, you know, devotion to your craft, right? Studying, you know, reading, practicing, you know, that's what you have to do. And you may have to do that for years until you finally get that break. But it's like a slingshot. You know, all these things that you got to go through, you pulling it back, and then when you finally ready, because it's not gonna happen until you're ready. And that slingshot lets go. How far are you gonna go? And that's what I had to do. So again, we with FUBU, we didn't. It wasn't like instantaneous. We were popping, like really popping all over the world. It took us time. We had to grow. We had to learn. I had to do this. I had to go through this, go through that, and it is what it is. But again, I was learning. What I'm, you know, all my other businesses that I'm doing. I mean, it takes. That's what you got to do. You gotta believe in yourself. One, because you know the entrepreneur business. You know, I'm in the entrepreneur business, and the entrepreneur business is hard, right? It's the last one to get paid if you get paid. You're working, and everybody wants something from you, you know, because if you and then you got to barter everything you have because you don't have any money, you know, because you're starting a new business. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff you go through. Stress, you know, if you got a girl, you know, she's what do you mean the business? I'm, you know, and
get a regular job,
and it's a lot. But you still, you know, you got your blinders on because you're like, yo, forget this. I know, I see it. I know it's coming. And, you know, when it comes, then everybody's like, oh, yeah, I knew.
That's the real, man.
He said you knew, but you ain't buy a fucking hat, though. You ain't buy a t-shirt. Right. What did you know? where was the support? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like,
and again, listen, another thing about, you know, people, you know, somebody else say somebody's hating. And I just want to mention this part. I don't believe anyone really hates per se. I believe that it's their opinion of what that particular product or whatever it is. Now, I can say to that person, okay, you don't like it. Okay, what don't you like about it? Because I want to know. Because my job is to make the best product I can make. Again, granted, I can't please everybody.
Yeah.
But the somebody that may not like it, I want to figure out how to get them to. So I'm going to listen to the criticism because the criticism could actually help me. I tell people when you want to start a business, right? I say you start, right? And then they go, wow, drops mic. Now, either you walk away or you come back and ask me more questions. Now, if you ask me more questions, I'm going to say, okay, now you have my attention because you're serious. Because most people are not serious. They're just talking shit.
You have my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
There it is.
I don't know how you found that quick.
We got everything loaded up for every fucking scenario.
Hold on. What you think? We fly by night over here?
What are you doing here? What are we doing over here? Man. We charting over here.
That was fast. Wow.
Jay, I'm always devil's advocate, man. I gotta play devil's advocate, man. I think some people actually do have like a hatred for some other people, and they don't know why, and they don't like. That thing that you can, if you ask somebody, what don't you like? So if you ask me, I've had FUBU. If I don't buy all FUBU because I'm funny, I like what I like, right? Now, if I like something, I'll buy the shit in multiple colors, right? So like I said, like the velour suit joint, y'all came out with the electric blue, the black, gray. I had it in like 3 different colors. So they're like, why you got it? Because I love this fucking suit. I love the design. So I bought it in multiple colors. But see, I know what it is. But see, some people, you'll say, well, what don't you like about it? And then they can't give you an answer. Is it the lettering? Is it the colors? Is it the cut? Is it the fit? And they just, I just don't like it.
Well, again, like, but there's a thing called style. Fashion. There's a thing called style and fashion. May not be that style.
Right.
Now, as I finished the quote I was going to not quote, but the situation I was going to say is this. I'll take that answer, or I'll take that question. And I'll take another question. But all these people telling me I don't like this and I don't want this and I don't like this. And I'll go and look and see what they do like. So I'll find the things that they do like. And then I'll write that down. Then I'll go off and tell myself, yo, this is not going to work. And I'll write down questions of why it's not going to work. And I'll answer them. And once I answer all those questions, then I start my business.
That's real. Find the problem, figure the solution.
That's why I don't care when people be like, "Oh man, hating on me." You know, they ain't buying it. Okay, they ain't buying it. Find out why. It's your job to find out why.
That's real. It's your job.
Message.
Again, I can understand everything you're saying. I just still believe that a lot of people, man, I think it's a programming, especially like with our culture now that we've been through so much, man. Like, I just think that some people don't even fucking understand why, because they don't understand themselves. Like, I don't want to get too deep into it, but like to understand what you're saying is to understand the concept of self, right? We talked about this earlier, right? It's like you knew who you were. You knew, like you said, if I decided to do something, I'm doing it. Right?
Yep.
But everybody's different, man. And I think that so many people are so insecure in themselves. That's number one. So many people, especially nowadays, are so that's why they need IG. That's why they need instant gratification, because if I'm not hot right now, then who am I? That's number one.
Who am I? Yeah.
Number two, so many people are fucking followers and not leaders.
You know that's what IG means, right?
Huh?
That's what IG means.
Instant gratification. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So many other people are followers and not leaders, right? So again, when we talking fashion, most of the industry follows, right? Whatever's hot, they piggyback, everybody copies. Okay, we're gonna do that. And then the third thing is, you know, understanding like when somebody's programming you to follow something and having the ability to say, I don't care what you're pushing. I don't want to wear that. Or I don't want to dress like that. My style is this. So it's a lot of different things and variations into that you can play into that. But I just feel like, because we talk to people all the time, and obviously we have life experiences, right? And I'll talk to people and I'm like, well, you know, and I'm talking like human beings and everything. I'm like, why you don't like this, or why you don't like that, or why you don't like this person? And they just be like, when they give you a bunch of bullshit answers, it just shows like, oh, you listening to somebody else. That thought is not your own. You might have heard somebody else say it that you like or respect.
Okay, I can understand. I understand your answer, but I still would stand on the fact that they're still entitled to your opinion. You're not entitled to your own fact.
I could rock with that.
I could definitely do with that.
Now, from what you're saying, is still their opinion.
Yeah.
Fact is, for instance, one rapper said to, I think it was on Earn Your Leisure. But shout out to my guys. One of his birthdays coming up. One of the guys from Early Leisure. I forget the name. Rashad's birthday.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. Happy birthday to him coming up. One rapper said, I won't tell the name of the rapper because that's not what he's supposed to do. But the instance was he was basically saying nobody wore FUBU, you know, nobody this and nobody that, and was kind of down in it.
Okay.
Okay, that's your opinion from what you thought you saw.
Right.
But the fact is, it was all over Harlem. It was all over Bronx. It was all over Staten Island.
Yeah.
It was all over Brooklyn. It was all over Queens.
Yeah.
Can't say that. You could say it. Doesn't mean it's true. Yeah. So you're entitled to your own opinion. Hey, that's what you feel. All right, fine. Next. Because it's not, I'm still good. I'm still going to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's what I 100% believe. So a lot of times people will just regurgitate what people hear, what they see. That's I heard our, like about say, I thought y'all sold it. I thought y'all sold it. What? Well, who told you that? Who of significance told you that?
Now, what I said to you, people hear shit that it ain't even they want to pick
it. Again, it's still there, but they got to make their opinion based off something.
Yeah.
And everybody's making an opinion based off something that they've sort of heard. So that's just going to be natural.
So that's everywhere.
But again, how you combat that? You combat it by fact.
Yeah.
Like somebody's, you ugly. Like a chick walking down the block, and the guy says, "Yo, trying to holler," and the woman says back to him, "No, I'm not interested." Okay, all right. And he's like, "Well, you ugly anyway."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, why did you just try to talk to me? What are you talking about? Now,
that's from motherfucker being hurt. Just a damn you.
They just hurt. It's okay. I give him a hug.
Yeah, facts. That's real.
I give him a hug. That's all. Here, put this on. Try this. It gonna make you feel better.
Message.
That's fire.
Yeah, I respect it, bro.
You know, and let me be a testament to it. So, like I told you, Jay, I was in the military also. So I lived in Cali for like 2 years, huh?
You in what?
I'm a Marine.
I'm the Uber.
Okay. I got it.
You won't get it. Only he'll get it.
As I'm saying, I'm like, yo, let we got audio listeners.
They give us a lift. They give us a lift.
Right.
They give us a lift.
Thank you both for the service.
So,
next stop.
So the funny thing is, and my man Cool said FUBU was everywhere, so I'm gonna be a testament to that, right? I went overseas and stuff like that, right? I bought a lot of my FUBU in California. They was rocking it heavy, but I also was in Okinawa. I also was in Busan and Otang and all that, in Korea and all that time. And I'm telling you right now, them Asians was wearing FUBU crazy. So I tested what Cool said, like FUBU is fucking everywhere. You know, and yeah, absolutely, in full force. The only thing that I wanted to just question about that was I did see at a certain point, like I said, you revamped, you went from the original FUBU and then you introduced the platinum line, right? Mm-hmm. You introduced the platinum line now. At that time now, at the height of where you're going now, Sean John is already in a corporation now. Rockaway is already up and running now. Now there's other companies that you guys have kind of like urban competition with, right? I was looking to see if FUBU was going to make another turn and kind of go more towards like formal wear and stuff like that, but I felt like you guys never did that, or did you?
We did
that? Okay.
We had suits, we had dress shirts, we had shoes, we had a bunch of stuff.
Okay. See, I never see that's the part that never was like broadcasted out. Yeah.
That's the thing. That's
right.
the thing.
Right.
So again, when you're marketing, right, you can market and put it in a magazine. Yeah. Or put it in back in the days it was magazine or word of mouth or whatever. Like the average, your demographic, you grow with your demographic, hopefully. But then you have to start all over again and go back to the original younger generation and go back up again and keep going and keep going and going. It's like a cycle. Right. Keep going around.
Yeah.
So when, like even today, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, FUBU, y'all still in business? Like y'all sold the company?" And we like never said that, or I don't know where to find it. Now everything is through social media or through e-commerce. So if you don't, that person doesn't. You thinking about it in your head, and you go, well, you Google first.
Yeah.
Now because there's not that many stores like it used to be, you won't see it when you're just walking through the mall, because the malls are starting to dissipate quickly. So it's how we get our message out, and it's how we get our what we're doing out. It's actually our fault more so than anything. We have to tighten up our marketing and type it up our marketing and branding and get it out, get the word out, and get it to the direct consumer or to the person that, because a lot of times too, I think with us, and it's another thing, a fault of ours, is that we can't be too broad. We have to go back to our core customer and who that customer was, and not try to be like, well, we're forced bias for everybody. It's not necessary, because if you go to everybody, so now that message is going to them, and it's not going to the actual person that's really going to buy it. And I think that's becoming a problem for us. Or what?
Message.
And at the same time, bro, that was that was a message within the message. Yeah, message within the message, bro. Just let you know the message was received, brother.
That's a fact, man.
That was real.
Now you dropping a lot of jewels, and the reason that we're asking you so many business questions. It's no way, bro. I said drop it too.
I know, but I just had to, because I don't know if we're gonna get one off. I don't know if we're gonna get one off this episode.
He got fucking PTSD for this fucking button right now. He got PTSD. He didn't say he got PTSD. He waits for this fucking this
What's
point.
that game? What's that game that you press the button and you gotta answer the question?
Oh shit! With Family Feud or something?
Family Feud, y'all be good on Family Feud, bro.
Yeah, I can't watch Family Feud no more. I can't. All I hear is Pat Williams.
Now, the reason that we ask you so many of these questions, and I'm just going, I don't like beating around the fucking bush, is a lot of the times we see success from advertisement, right? We see you on posters or billboards or on TV, but there's not a lot of translation of that coming back to the hood and saying, this is what success actually looks like. This success is a product of this many fucking failures, right? This success is a product of this much type of education, right? Did you know that I spent this much time studying this or in an internship or I moved here? These are the questions that when you want somebody, again, just general information for the masses, when you want people to stop just thinking of fucking ideas and push and go, the easiest way I think to make that happen is to give them more information and say, listen, it's going to be hard, but if you follow these steps, I can make sure you don't make 20 fucking mistakes. You can only make 4 mistakes, right? And you can build off of that. So I believe that the more information that we can disseminate back down to the culture will empower people to start trying to get their dreams off the ground and running, right? Now, of course, again, they're going to run into roadblocks and things of that nature, but I think it'll give them a more of a warm and fuzzy to say, now I understand what it is. Now I know what it takes and I have a good place to start from. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And again, like I said, it's all about vision. Like, if you have an idea and you're trying to do something, you're going to need others to help.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to translate that idea to 4 other people like I had, or 3 other people like I had to do?
Yeah.
And say, hey, I can make this happen. When I was learning it just like everybody else.
Right.
But although I had a leg up because I was actually going to school and I actually was working in the business at the same time as well. Right. So I was learning retail. I was learning the merchandising. I was learning all of that stuff. I was learning styling. I was learning design. Yeah. So I was learning all that at the same time. And I was learning the art of, fashion as well. So by me doing that, again, I had to believe in myself and believe that in my answers, and to convince another person, 3 other people that I know what the hell I was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. But the education portion is so important, and we cannot stress this enough, right? Education means diving into learning about whatever you are putting your time and your energy into. It doesn't mean going to college. You can learn.
I'm gonna stop you there.
Talk to me. Let me hear it. I'm
gonna stop you there, please, if I can.
Yeah,
of course, bro.
I would have not been successful if I did not go to college.
Okay.
Now, again, people today say college doesn't make sense. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares?
Okay.
I say, and I'm gonna sound. I have to pick my words. I think a certain group of people have pushed that into our society, our culture. Meanwhile, their society or their culture is going to school and going to school and going to school. Mm-hmm. So I think that it kind of pushed us off the track to go, we don't need that. I don't need that. We don't need that. And what that does in 10 years is makes us a group of people that are not educated. Why do I say that? Okay. Or not as educated. Why do I say that? Because the internet right now, if I go on there, you can find anything you want, right? But you know what that's like? That's like me giving you the answers to the test, but you can't prove your work.
Okay.
Why can't you prove work? Because now you got to go back and try to, because if you say, okay, for instance, you guys just start a podcast today.
Okay.
Oh, you went on. Oh, it said to go use this platform.
Okay.
Okay, you might want to buy this microphone.
Okay.
You don't know how to use the microphone. So now you're going to go in and try to use the microphone. But what if something goes wrong at the time while you're actually first filming? Mm-hmm. Without you actually going to school, dealing with, first of all, one of the biggest things about school is the camaraderie and it's the people talking. It's that's just the faculty that you can ask questions back and forth. Hey, what do you think about this? Because they have all this experience. It's the people you go to school with. your classmates.
Okay.
Because you're all in the same age group. You're all trying to do the same thing, and you're all building off each other. Okay. That's why when you are in school, if you go, they always tell you, I want you guys to do a project together.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they do that. Now, granted, if you don't have it, then fine. You don't have it. If you don't want to go, fine, don't go. But I bet you everybody else is going to go. Yeah, that's the only thing I think of when I hear it. And I always say that, like I said, this is the answer to the test.
Okay.
Right? I'm a pass every time.
Yeah.
But tell me how you got the answer to that equation. You can't.
Okay.
And I was gonna say just one quick thing. And I agree with you. It's not for everybody, but it's for most. I had a conversation 2 days ago, bro, with the CMO of an NBA basketball team. And he said something that relates to this. We need people to be in college. We need people to be in C-suite. We need people to be entrepreneurs. We need people to be workers. We need all of that in our community in order to make that change. We need somebody to go to Harvard, MIT, create the program. So it is needed, but it needs to be self-assessment of what works for you.
Works for you. Right. So, I'm not telling that because everything. I always say take what I say with a grain of salt and sprinkle it into your life.
No.
We're not saying you're wrong. It's just that's just real. For sure.
The dope thing about it is I can give you both sides of the fence because I live both sides of the fence. So when I was saying that is hear me from this side. Most people, and this is not a guess, this is absolute fact. This is backed by fact. Most people that go and get a college degree, 4 years and better, do not get a job in the fucking area that they've studied in college. So that means those 4 years were technically wasted when you end up changing degrees. You could have went into that degree, into that program and learned on the job through an apprenticeship program or something like that. Now, here's the flip side to that.
Well, ask the why. Don't go to the next one. What's the why? Why?
Why do people end up getting jobs that are different?
Why?
There's a lot of different answers right off the back. Number one, right? A lot of people go to college because they think that. And remember, we're based off the old system. We're not talking about the new system where you can get rich or for Instagram and stuff. Based on the old system where the degree was prevalent, where you couldn't even apply for a job without a degree, then it was programmed into us that you had to go to school for a certain amount of time to get a certain degree to even qualify to get a certain job. That's not the case today.
Put that there.
Okay.
There's another why.
Okay. So that's the first one about going to school, right?
Yeah, that one is definitely it, right? I definitely agree with that why. That's why. Now, another why I'm looking to see if you're gonna say.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just giving you my opinion. Number two, right? What if I come out of high school and I don't know what I want to do with my life yet?
That's why I was talking about.
Okay, thank you. Right. So I don't know what I want to do with my life yet. Right. So guess what? There's two choices for people. Right. Most times. Right. Military or college. Right. So guess what? I scored a 1460 on the fucking SAT. I'm all state in 3 sports, and I did not go to fucking college right after high school. You know why? Because I knew college wasn't for me in that moment. I knew if I was hustling, I'd have went to school, I'd have had 52 fucking babies. I'd have never I'd have went to an HBCU with all my friends, and I'd have never graduated.
Message.
I went to the military.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't know. My daughters are in school right now. They're in college. General degrees. You know why? Because they're like, well, I want to do this, but I don't really want to do that. I want to do this, but I want to finish college. You see what I'm saying?
Let me throw something out to you, and I'm glad you said everything you just said.
Yeah.
And again, it's the power force bias of all of us come together and talking about this and trying to make us better in the end for us, because we have to police ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because nobody else, if not, we're gonna get policed and be put in jail. That's a whole nother conversation. Direction. The direction comes from your family first.
Okay.
Or if not the family first, it's what they're actually doing. So when you see them do something, then you want to be the next one in your family to do something.
Yeah.
A lot of times, I think in a lot of the households, none of the family members went to college.
Okay.
Right. So it wasn't a staple or it didn't make sense because it's like, what the hell? What are you doing that for? It doesn't make sense. Now, there are exceptions to the rule where something, mom, dad, I want to be the first one to actually go to college. Wow, and everybody's around you, whatever. I think that culturally, we're so, what's a good word? We're so sparse. We're so all over the place. We're so discombobulated. We're so all over the place that we don't have a direction. And again, some societies, the woman is raised, okay, you're going to be married at this age. You're going to have your 401k. You're going to this. And all of a sudden, wow, throughout generations, they all got money and all popping.
Right.
We are not necessarily in that. And there's a few, maybe in a few neighborhoods here and there, but not so much. So stuff like this, when we have these conversations, the average young person that's mind really hasn't really developed yet will think they're hearing something, but they're not really understanding something.
Yeah.
So they'll take what we're saying and they'll go, well, you're right, I don't need that. I don't need it. And then 10 years later, they're like, well, damn, why did I even listen to that shit? So, or two, culturally, we're just going to keep perpetuate the same thing over and over and over and over again and think we're winning. And then be mad at the next person, next culture, talking about, well, how they winning? Or we'll have one person that is, because this is not a situation here, but we'll have one person that will actually win and know the answer, but won't tell anybody else.
Right.
Because they'll just go off and go, I'm going to go deal with this other culture because I'm not messing with them because they ain't going anywhere. And how do you confuse someone? You spin them around.
Yeah.
You know, because I love what we're talking about because we're talking about real stuff.
Real shit, bro.
Versus talking about with what Christian did or with
none of that bullshit.
We're not doing that. This ain't the show for that. If you wanted to do that,
but Jay,
not the show for that.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I love this. And I was supposed to go, well, but I'm gonna keep on going because I'll just
this for the culture, Jay. I got it. Now I gotta ask you, Jay. Can I ask you a real question? I love where we're going with that, right?
Yeah.
The problem is we spin each other the fuck around. We had a young lady, Netta Jenkins, on a couple of days ago, right? She said, you know what? It's hard when there's so many talented brothers and sisters doing amazing things, but they won't even get their support from their own people. It takes people from outside the culture to actually give them a shot to do what we do, bro. We've had, and I'll give you our example. We've had 90-something episodes. We've had millionaires. We've had great people. You know what? Dante picked up his phone right after the show.
Immediately.
Right after the show. You know who he called? He called William. He called you.
Yep. Immediately.
Right after the show. Not 2 seconds. Right after the show, brother.
Facts.
Well, Dante, our clique right there, we all come from the same cloth.
Facts.
Right.
Yeah.
When it's like, do it right now. Like, if we mean it, we do it right now. Like, we do it right now. You know what I mean? Now, if we have time, that's a different story. But we act, and we are of the for us by us, culture.
Facts.
That's what we were raised in. And we continue doing that.
Yeah.
We see somebody doing, and here's another thing too. A lot of times, this is a situation too. I had someone say to me, "Yo, like my picture or like something." They just wanted to like.
Right.
Now, I didn't like it.
Wait. We need more.
Let me finish.
Is this a person you know, or is it rando? I'm saying I gotta understand.
No, this person I know.
Okay, got you.
Okay, got you.
And I didn't like it because they wasn't doing something. They wasn't doing something to like.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes when people say, "Oh, support my brand,"
yeah,
bro, you need to pick it up. It's not right.
Message.
Hold on,
So
but when you get like
a lot of times you can't take, like, let's say you got a lousy podcast, meaning like the content you don't know what you haven't did any research on the person you're talking to. It's going in and out. It's a lousy podcast.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, you should subscribe. No, I subscribe when the shit is right.
Message.
just want to know, like, when you didn't like it, did you at least send him a text and say,
"Hated it"?
No, yes, I told him. I said, "Give me something to like."
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
after a while,
Crazy.
He was mad for a while, and then after a while, he started doing stuff and turning it around because it was a lot of whatever it was. I forget what it was, and then he started turning it around. I'm like, okay, I could like that. I could like that because it didn't make sense.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So again,
you got a lot of real quick. You got a lot of people responding on Instagram.
Instagram going crazy right now.
Instagram going crazy. John Graham and all of them is on there. They saying, you dropping the jewels and all that. You can't see the comments from Instagram because we have to do separate screens because they just now integrated it. So we're working it. But you got a lot of people on Instagram saying that what you're saying is absolute facts. And
shout out to John Graham.
I want to support everybody, but give me something to support.
Yeah.
like if you know how to do better, or if I like the highest point of like.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I like when my guys always tell me, like when you come in and put your stamp on it, it's like perfect. Like I don't like mediocrity.
Okay.
So it's like I want you to be the best you can be. Yeah. And if you're not doing that, then I'm gonna tell you and I'm gonna help you. I'm not gonna just give you criticism and criticize you. I'm going to, hey, listen, you might want to do A, B, and C. You might want to, change this. You might want to twist this. You might want to go here. You might want to know here. Okay. And if you don't listen, then what do you want me to do?
Yeah. I got as you were saying that, bro, I got a question because you got the 4S Bias Network, right? What we're talking about is real ass content. How do you balance both of giving content that will help the community, but also shit that sells?
Because it's called 4S Bias, right? So, for instance, let's say I have a bunch of podcasts. Am I going to have a podcast that just says, "Oh, it's only talking about, positive stuff"? I have to have what people want.
Contrast, yeah.
So we're so complex, we're so unique, we have so many, people, different likes and individual quirks and how people, whatever, we have all that. So I'm creating a forum to where you can watch whatever you want to watch.
Message.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and just only do one thing because I'm only catering to one person. But there's so much of us. We have so many different complexions and likes and education. Some people like ratchet shit, so I'm not supposed to do ratchet shit. But it's okay to be on. Are you gonna watch it on VH1? And I say shit.
Jay, I ain't gonna front. We might be fucking good. We might be good at this shit because we just you fucking leave you in the alley oop.
I'm just saying, and let me tell you why I say a lot of the things that I say, Jay, because I listen, right? And then I tie a lot of things together, right? Like when you said something like, I used to fail a test because I was working. So I would give the answer to say, that's not the answer. This is the answer because it's working, because you had the real life experience. So when I tell you the difference about going to school and then learning something, I use examples like that, right? So perfect. And I'm not even talking about, again, the enormous fucking debt that most people come out of school with, right? The enormous amount of debt that people come out of school with versus learning something. So, and I can use myself as an example. When I came out of the Marines, I went into construction, but I went into the apprenticeship program, right? I didn't go to college until my late 30s.
But you're cheating a little bit because you have the GI Bill. You don't have to pay for shit.
That's not true. That's not true. And I'll tell you why.
Maybe because I got
the same GI Bill you got. No, I got the same one you got, which is called the GI Bill, which they now refer to as the pre-9/11 bill. Because the
new one is different.
The new one is different, right? Yeah, absolutely. So I went through the apprenticeship.
I didn't pay anything.
No, I know, but I'm just saying certain schools, the way it's worked out.
Okay.
And then information, and I'll just give you some information on it. I didn't know that you had to apply for it within a certain amount of time of being out. Like there's a lot of restrictions that
now it's crazy.
There's a lot of restrictions that
you have to go to a class
Yeah, you got it's a lot.
Like a work study thing
yeah,
and all other. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, it's a
I
lot.
I was gonna use it again.
I know you can't.
I was gonna go to film school with it.
So the new one, you can do that. The one that me and you have that's called the GI Bill, you can't do that. It's one and done. How about this? I'll even give you this. How about this? When I did decide to go to school, they told me I had used all my money by being in an apprenticeship program. I said the apprenticeship is state funded. How did I use any money from the GI Bill? Yeah. Right? So they told me it was gone. I went to school, started my degree on my own dime first, right? Then I had them come back and say, oh, you didn't use it all. You have 8,000, whatever it was left, right? But you can't use it now because it's past the time that you got out. You know, I wrote to the senator, I wrote to the congressman, I wrote to everybody and said, how do you tell me one thing that I used the money? Here's the representative that said I used it. And then when I go to use it again and I have money, you tell me the time is expired. And because it was your mistake, I still don't get that money back. And guess what, Jay? Me and you paid into that because the GI Bill isn't fucking free. Message. Right. You see?
Right.
See, you don't get it for free. You got to pay into it.
The thing was perfect.
No, I'm just saying. You got to pay into it, Jared. You don't get it for, like, it's not a freebie that they give you. You can opt into it, and you got to pay for it while you starting in boot camp. And you pay into it, and once you pay into it a certain amount, it unlocks for you. But a lot of people don't pay into it and never get it. It's not a automatic.
I don't know anybody that I didn't know that. You know what? That was so long ago. So
absolutely, yeah.
I didn't know. I know. I'm a type of guy. I just check the boxes. So I probably just did, but I didn't notice of anybody. Yeah, I don't remember anybody saying they didn't do it. But yeah, I mean, if they did, that was dumb. I would have did it regardless.
So I say that to say, I'm with you. Now watch this. So now I'm learning construction. Now I've been in construction 15, 20 years. All of these college kids that come out with the degree of construction don't know shit about how to actually build the fucking building. Oh, we got to do it that way. I'm like, look at this fucking wall. Does it look like we can do it that way? Oh, I don't understand. You don't understand because you only understand the theory of building it. You don't understand the practical application of actually building it. When humans make mistakes, when machines are not building it, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody doesn't do things exactly the way it is. So you end up with something a little different. But so that's the answer of, it's not the answer in the book. It's the answer of what's working in real life. So that's why I say that, because a lot of people get jobs in music, right? You know music, you know fashion. What's one of the best ways that people come up? Internships. You start out getting coffee. Yeah. You start out running around. Yeah. You learn the game.
Oh, now internships is a little different now too, because now you have to get paid.
It's a stipend now. It's a stipend that you have to give out now, right? Yeah. So that's why I said it. I just said it to give context, to say that you can be successful. I didn't go to college because I wasn't successful. I was already successful when I went to college. I just went to college to say, to provide an example for my sons, to say, look, it's never too late to go back and go to college until I was like 30 something. You understand? To say it's never too late to find your way. And if you still want to get higher education, it's possible at any age. My mother didn't get her first degree until she was in her 40s.
Yeah. No, again, it's like I said, not for everybody. And again, it depends on what you want to achieve and what you're doing it for. I mean, listen, ain't nothing wrong with education. I mean, period. I don't care what you're talking about. Ain't nothing wrong with education of any sort. I would never tell someone, oh man, you know, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying in general, like, yo, it don't make no sense to go to get not the education. No, it makes a whole lot of sense. However you get it, it's how you get it. If it's going to be college, if it's going to be a trade school, if it's going to be all it is just freaking learn. If you're going to read 9,000 books, that's still education.
Yeah. Yep. Yo, Jay, look, just to be funny. Wait, just to be funny. Somebody just joined. Yo, my man TKC joined on Instagram. C was with me when we was in the Marines. I got a picture of them when we was in Korea in FUBU jerseys. I wish I'd have known he was gonna fucking join. I got a picture of 4 of us. It's me, him, and 2 other dudes. I forget their name right now. He said, C said, what up? Yo, C, I'm telling the story of when we was in Korea, when we went shopping and bought all the Jordans and shit. We was in Osan. Y'all had on the FUBU jerseys and all that, and the FUBU hats. Cause we talking to Jay Alexander, one of the founders of FUBU. So he's on live right now. I wish I had that picture. I would have put that fucking picture up so you can laugh.
But what picture we will put up is this. We got some bills to pay. If you want to support, we got more than the title beanies. We got mugs. We got hats. We got LinkedIn courses. You want to level up and get your sales game and get a click funnel and get all that, you come through and holler at us. And we're going to bring y'all the heat from real people like Jay Alexander. We're back in 5, 4, 3. You know the vibes.
So I got another joint for you, Jay. So in the height of now, you guys are successful because now we talk about this all the time, right? One of the mantras of business is, build the business, develop the business, build the business, and then scale it and then sell it off. Now, you guys are a certain level of success. I'm pretty sure there are people not only approaching you with licensing deals, but people that actually want to just buy this thing straight out. What's your thoughts on that? Like, how did you approach that? And you guys never thought about like what was a good number to say, we made it, let's sell and start all over again?
No, of course. I mean, of course, like, the business is to scale and business is to sell.
Right.
Although a lot of our people, we were shunned by even the thought of it selling, of it being sold. We sold licenses to, to different countries like the Philippines. Philippines right now, I mean, sheesh, they doing crazy business. I kind of wish we didn't sell at this point.
They killing it.
They killing it. They killing it. I went out there. I was a king. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is crazy. So, again, like I said, business is business, and a lot of people don't know squat about business.
Yeah.
And the number that we've gotten, in our times, we was doing $350, $1 million a year, for like good freaking 10 years, easy. It just wasn't enough, so it's like, wasn't enough. And again, for me, I love the fact of, I like mailbox money. So right now I could just sit back, I license out the company, but actually for a while we licensed out the company. Actually right now we're taking it. The licenses one of the licenses are subsiding. We're stopping rather. And I'm about to take it back in house and start actually working again. And, taking back my designer hat, put my designer hat back on and start recreating stuff. So, new items. And so it's going to have a different look. And of course, we're going to also do, the staples of like the FB and stuff like that people wanted to see from back in the 90s. But eventually we'll start doing some newer stuff.
Yeah. Hey, have you considered like collabs and stuff like that with new?
Oh yeah, we've done quite a few collabs already. I mean, we did one with Puma, we did one with Forever 21. We did huge. So we've done quite a few collabs and big ones at that. And we do some small ones as well too. Even but how do I say this? But right now, I really want to concentrate on getting it back and really just homing on the direct demographic that, like the core customer that, loved us from day one.
Absolutely. And the reason why I asked that, bro, are you using the network, the Forest Buyers network, and the content you're creating in order to get it back in the limelight to build up that demand?
Oh, bro, that's
you know what I'm saying?
First of all, that's the marketing genius in me that. Because
there you go.
I'm like,
there we go. Let's talk this content. Wait, hold on. Let's give you a bell, baby.
He who controls media. He who controls the media controls the world. So I'm like, okay, well, fine. You have all these new designers out here. You all these shows. You have the videos. You have all this stuff. Okay, fine. Now everybody's doing their own brand. So how can I get the brand out there? I got to start my own damn network. So one, I'll do movies, I'll do series, I'll do reality shows, and guess what? What they're gonna wear? I'm not gonna put it all on. I'm gonna sprinkle it in here and there.
Yeah.
Now I have my own. Now I have 90 million homes that I'm in front of every day. So what do? I do my own commercial.
Oh my goodness.
That's why I started the whole network in the first place.
I'm gonna keep it all the way real. That's why I started podcasting.
Yeah, you're self-contained. Again, how do you not need anybody? You do your own thing.
Yeah,
you own it from distribution. You own it from concept to the end.
And it's no better, but most black
at least as much as you can.
Exactly. And most black Black creators aren't willing to put up the investment like that to keep it and see that through. It's like Dame, and a few
you have
others.
to grow. You have to grow. You start with one thing, and if you have a hat, you get a t-shirt. From a t-shirt, you graduate to pants, shorts, socks, sneakers. You need socks, eyewear. We have a license for scrubs.
Got FUBU scrubs.
Hospital scrubs?
Yes.
I ain't mad. Oh man, the boy's a genius. With COVID, he dropped it on February 2020.
we've had license. We've had car rims. Back when car rims were hot, we had FUBU car rims.
Yeah.
Like, I've had everything.
Now, when you got that brand, is another skill.
When you have a brand, stop right there.
Yeah.
The point.
Yeah.
When you have a brand, now all these people running around talking about my business, my brand, and you just started yesterday. You don't have no brand.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the key. When you build the brand, they will come, and then you can build as many skills. You know what my line is and what our line is? Teach them how to fish, and they'll learn you sell fishing poles.
There it is.
And that's what we were doing, bro, all day, every day.
I just love when shit come together. I found the fucking picture. Look, this is see, I'm putting you up right now. I know you're gonna laugh at this shit. Look, this is us circa 1999.
That's real.
You see my man with the fucking we in fucking Korea shopping. Man, stop playing around.
We part of it. We curators of the culture.
I told you it was 4 of us. And I knew my man had on that motherfucking FUBU jersey because I remember he had on the FUBU hat and the FUBU jersey. That's us in the military in Seoul, Korea, circa fucking 98 or some shit like that. 98 is so that's why I see laughing. He on Instagram laughing his ass off. Bet you ain't see that picture in a long time.
Yeah, no. Wow.
Nah, it's let me tell you something, man. All jokes aside, Jay, I want to say thank you. And I'm saying personally thank you, right? Because I didn't have a lot of direction of what I wanted to do. That's why I went into the military. I just knew if I didn't get away from the hood, I'm going to jail. Or I'm going in a box, a wooden or a metal one, plain and simple. But the things that you guys did before us, the pioneers that showed us that these things were possible, right? It helped us to say, if I did want to do that, now I can see that it's possible, right? So, you guys built the fucking first rocket ship that actually went to the moon, right?
Message.
You look at the moon.
Wait. All praise. Listen, we also got to give praise to the forefathers of it that started it and then kind of stopped when you didn't see them, which is like Kark and I.
Absolutely.
You know, because. That I should have said that. I left them out. I didn't mean to leave them out. But because we were so dynamic and so big, and we did it our marketing skills were so good, and our design and how we even went about doing what we did. It was just so big that you kind of forget about everybody else because, like I said, no one has done what we've done, and nobody, and most of them aren't even around anymore. Kark and I's around now.
They're still around,
They're still around. But a lot of these companies, fell from the wayside.
But let me say this though, it's completely different though, Jay. Let's talk about it. Like if we're gonna talk about it, it's like, and we talk about it all the time. There's millions and millions and millions of podcasts in the United States. Ain't no podcast like this motherfucking podcast. I tell you right now, ain't nobody doing it the way. And message. Standing on that. You understand?
Stand on it.
It's the same thing like what you were saying. Like Kark and I was dope, but Kark and I had big gold fucking buckles with the script. We had Kark and I, but their look was a little different. There was that more big baggy, jagged edge kind of vests and shit like that. Everybody had their own little look to it. So yeah, we had pieces and all that. But FUBU, like he said, was the t-shirts, the jeans, the hat.
It was different.
It was just different.
It's different, bro.
Yeah, you guys have so much, versatility. It was hard not to cop shit from. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was the mainstream appeal, though. That's what it really was, bro. That's what separated you guys. We'll see. Yeah. I remember the days of the bear jacket, the reversible with the bear on the motherfucking back.
Absolutely.
I remember all of the Parasucos. Remember all those brands went Inichi, Mecca. All of those brands, bro, went wayside. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Your brand is still iconic. Yeah. It just the FB is always going. It's like the McDonald's fucking arches. You know what it is. You know what it is. You don't have to know what it is.
What I told you earlier, why is it iconic? Because of what it was. Because it was designed around an iconic thing logo.
And I never heard that. And that's so real that you said that, bro. Like, so who's thinking that a young dude from fucking Hollis, Queen is thinking that? You know what I'm saying, bro? They would have never thought that. So we wanted to do.
I learned that. I remember I'm a visionary, yes, but I did listen. You learn fashion psychology, why people want to buy something.
Okay.
You know, like why should I wear this? Right. What are intangible things that a African American person likes? Well, how would you know? I'm African American, Black man. I was raised in this culture.
Yeah,
that's it.
So I have to know. You know, I know what you feel. I know what you go through, because I am the same person.
You said something. You said a quote verbatim. I am the consumer and the customer.
So
how verbatim? I forgot what it was in Forbes.
Yeah,
some shit like that. Yeah, bro.
It. But you know, and I agree with you. But like I said, I still got to say thank you. They not on the show. You on the show. So if I ever meet them, listen, I had Parasugos. I had them in every fucking color. And there was $100 a clip. Like we had all of that. I had fucking Francois Jabot jeans, and we had all that. We had beards. We had South Pole jackets. We had all that. But I'm saying, but you on the show, so I'm saying thank you to you.
Thank you, bro.
Because guess what? In this day and age, a lot of new creators that are coming up, whether they know you personally or just fucking look. My man see you on fucking Instagram like, nah, you did. Yo, I was one of the first people wearing Avorexes in fucking hot ass Japan. Niggas ain't even know what Avorexes was. Me and my brother, my mother used to buy them and ship them to us. When we came back to Japan from Korea, see saying we had so much gear, customs kept fucking stopping us. They was like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing with all this clothes and shit? They kept stopping us. But I want to say thank you because all the new creators, even if they don't know you personally, they know of the FUBU story. And the FUBU story just says this: it is possible for young Black men to create a mega corporation of a clothing line. That's what
$1
billion
dollars in sales.
That's all it needs to fucking say. Because it now provides inspiration to people to say, I can do this. Right now, it doesn't mean they're going to make it to that level, but a lot of the fear is now taken away because a lot of you guys did this. You know, Diddy, Carl Kanai, you understand? They've done this, and now we've seen this shit done so many times. You know what we say? Oh shit, you can't stop us. If I got something dope, now it's just a matter of time. I got to figure it out. Look at the change in the mindset. Before you, somebody would say African American.
Impossible.
Starting a clothing line? Are you fucking dumb? We don't got the resources. We don't got the knowledge, nothing. After you, they're like, oh, this shit can be done. We just got to figure out how to do it our way. Big difference. So to that, bro, I give you a salute. We got to give you your flowers to that, bro. We got to give you that. You know what I'm saying? And my man C said, yo, I didn't know about a lot of the clothing until I met y'all. So C's from down south. He, you know, real cool South boy.
That's the great thing about the military, because you from all over.
Yeah.
And that's how I really, you know, I'm a creative director. That's how I was actually so good at what I did, because I was for years just sitting there with somebody from Texas, somebody from Missouri, and you're looking at what they're wearing, and you're like, well, you're studying why they're wearing it, and what they're wearing it, and what they're wearing it for, and their looks. So you kind of take that and you kind of put it all, and you know, wrap it over all in one bow, and then you put it back out there. It has something for everybody.
Yeah.
And
the personalities of these cultures are super important, because it's not only what they're wearing it's why they're wearing it, right? Why they're wearing it. And I learned that shit living in LA very quickly. Like, oh, you like this outfit, but why do you change your laces? Oh, because it's the gang thing. It's a culture thing. You know what I mean? Or why do you wear, you know, like the shirts with only the 2 buttons top, you know, buttoned up top, and you leave the rest open? It's a culture thing. So, you know, being in the military, definitely, because it's a melting pot, this is a great place to start and learn, you know, culturism and everything, and broaden your horizons and say, now I understand. So if you were going to do something
coming up, you thought that the world was your block.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know, brothers right now that never left the block.
Say it again, Jared. Say it again.
We got brothers right now that never left the block. That's watching right now. That's watching right now.
Right now.
So
Right.
I suggest, I could listen. Any kid that's gang banging, doing whatever, running on the streets, I need a gang. Listen, go to the military, join that gang. You must get off, and then do your couple of years.
Yeah.
It's going to go by like that anyway.
Yeah,
do your
yeah.
couple of years. If you don't want to re-up, you don't re-up. Or because what's going to happen is, I guarantee you, you're most likely either going to do 2.5, or I think, or 4. Actually, I think 4.
Well, remember, Jay, it depends on what branch you go into. The Army, I think, lets you do 2-year contracts, 2 to 3 years. For us, it's a minimum 4 and better.
Yeah, 4. Okay.
Yeah, 4 and better. But the Army, I think you can do like a 2-year contract or something like that.
You do that, you just get out. You get out of the way.
Yeah.
When you come back, you're gonna be like, "Whoa, where'd everybody go? What happened to everybody?"
Yeah.
You done pune past them. You got money. You got free room and board. You got food. You got. You're most likely going to meet your wife a lot of times there too. You get to explore. You get to see the world. You get to expand your mind.
Yeah, man. For free. Almost for free.
No, somebody's paying you to do it.
You ain't paying nothing.
You're paid to do it.
That's a fact.
I know there's one kid out there that just sees this fucking opening scene of Saving Private Ryan. And like, there's one kid right now in the hood.
No, listen, that's just, bro. That's again. That is.
I had to keep it real, bro.
No, bro. That's like somebody saying, "Man, I've been to Africa 3 times." And oh man, Africa isn't that where all the animals are? Somebody it's going to eat me. It's fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
It's nonsense.
It's real. That's real. That's real, bro.
I got another question. I think this is a real dope question, and I've never asked nobody this on the show, but I want to ask you because I think it's a great segue to the culture that you were tapped into. Once FUBU is now moving, right? Now you are moving, you're solidified. LL was the fucking ambassador. Did you have a bunch of your celebrity friends like, yo, let me buy into that now? Like, did you have a lot of that? Like, a lot of guys come to you with the bag, like, yo,
no, actually, no.
Can I get down?
No. I think no one actually, not that I know of. I mean, maybe other parties, maybe somebody asked them, but nobody ever asked me that. What they did was celebrated it.
Okay.
And they wanted to be a part of it. Meaning not a part of it in which they wanted to put money. Not that if they had it, I don't think they thought they had a choice for that. You know what I mean? You wouldn't think it because you didn't think you had a choice. But they wanted to be like, this is us. So they just wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. Part of the culture, part of the movement, part of it's for us, by us.
Right.
That's what they wanted to be a part of. That's it, really.
Yeah. No, because the reason I asked, because once you guys get to a certain level, you're dealing with people of a different kind of money. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And not only the different kind of money, but the different kind of influence. Like, perfect example, like let's take Damon now on Shark Tank, right? Shark Tank could see a FUBU and be like, yo, listen, man, with my expertise and my fucking background, I give you $2 million for whatever buy-in, and let's take this shit to the moon. Mm-hmm. That's why I figured like a couple people would approach you like that, like, yo, can we partner?
I mean, we have more, not people, more companies.
Companies, okay.
Yeah, companies definitely always want to come in and figure it out. But like I said, the numbers it's not right. I mean, if this number's not right, so it's sorry.
I've never seen, and I could be wrong. Right, I could be wrong, but I've never seen an actual FUBU brick and mortar store only FUBU.
Yes, we had a few of them.
Okay,
we had more like in the outlets places.
Oh,
we had them. They're closed since, but then we had stores all in almost every country. Well, it is every region of country. So if you say Germany, Switzerland, freaking Japan, of course, Korea. We had stores everywhere. I mean, brick and mortar, real brick and mortar food stores.
Because the reason I'm asking,
we had one in Africa. We had actually 3 in Africa.
Okay,
and that's how we met Nelson Mandela, because Nelson Mandela, we were coming in to open the store, and Nelson Mandela called our group and said, "Hey, I want to meet these guys." They're from the US. We went to his house, went inside, sat there. We didn't have lunch, but we had like a light snack, drink, talking. And we went outside, took pictures, and then we left.
That's fire.
Yeah, that was like one of the highlights of my life, of course.
Yeah,
who gets to meet and
nah.
sit down and sit
Mandela?
with that outcome.
Yeah, facts.
That's like two presidents meeting.
Exactly.
I don't say that's a mama I made it moment too. That's definitely.
So Jared, just for content, when you walked away, what I had said to him was, I don't know if I missed him, but I said, but I've never seen an actual FUBU brick and mortar store. Like
Never.
And he was saying they had them, and I was thinking like, I give at Jay, we talk about like if I go to Fifth Avenue, everybody wants to be on Fifth Avenue, right? Like Sean John had a store right off of Fifth Avenue. If you go to Rodeo Drive or
but in our heyday, we had a few stores. We had about 4.
Okay.
We had four here, and then everywhere else, and like literally everywhere, and out of the country. We had a ton of them out of the country.
Okay. Yeah, because I was saying I'd never seen one before. Like
at least not in the Bronx, bro. We never saw. We was getting them from
the Bronx.
Dr. J's. We was getting them from Miami.
We had one in Manhattan.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
And we had one in Virginia. I think we had a few in Virginia. Okay. Virginia, Maryland. It was in outlets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Like I said, it's worth a question because that could have been a marketing strategy from you.
Well, you don't really make much money from the stores.
Oh,
it's marketing. You said marketing is marketing. It is marketing because you really break even. You don't really make money. From it.
Well, can I give you a suggestion, brother? If you don't mind, brother, on content.
Mm-hmm.
Well, have you ever thought? I'm pretty sure you thought about it. You ever thought about doing a fucking hip hop Shark Tank? With For Us By Us Network, you get a motherfucking French Montana, you get some of the rappers, the little babies, something like that, and you have them invest in black businesses.
You know what?
That's a fire idea.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
That IP off of that?
I hear you.
They can't stop you from doing Shark Tank. It's not Shark Tank to be For Us.
No. Well, again,
that format.
Because
but that format they might be able to say it's too close.
Yeah. So I kind of stick away from though. If somebody already did it and it's okay, and I bought it or I put it on my network and we did a deal that way, fine. But me going out there actually doing exactly what my partner's doing and putting some
I would have him included.
But again, he has to and he's still in the contract. Still in the contracts. He can't. So because he's my partner and I'm doing a show, and then it's gonna be like, yo, what, Damon? You got your partner doing the same exact?
Yeah.
No. But the idea is, how do you invite the culture to that?
I mean, it's another conversation. It's a longer conversation.
I'm with you.
Ways to do some type of show, business show, or whatever. I mean, I had a few stuff I was gonna do myself. But I just haven't done it yet because I'm so busy doing some other stuff. But
that's dope.
We'll do something business wise. I'm not totally sure if it's going to be, with the rapper per se, but because they it's hard to deal with those guys in that respect because, it's just hard. It's hard to deal with them.
Because the only reason I asked that, because the stigma is, right, like I've interviewed like James Lindsay from like Rap Snacks and stuff like that, right? We use the rappers as the marketing tool to get the brand to the consumer, right? But there's not many things that have the rapper as the actual owner. And we talk about stuff from media and publishing and all that stuff, podcast, stuff like that. How do we actually monetize it on?
Well, here's a kicker, and this is going to sound a little messed up.
Okay.
And again, I don't mean it as much as I'm saying it.
Yeah.
So I don't take it 100% literally.
Okay.
But I kind of, by taking a rapper and saying, rapper, you're going up there and you're selling tickets, you're more like a self-proprietorship. It's really, not saying it's selfish, but it's really just you. It's really just you. When you're talking about somebody like a Damon John, Keith Perrin, Carl Brown, and I, we're a business, so we employ multiple people.
Absolutely.
Which feeds the economy more so.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the rapper can say, okay, well, I feed the economy too because I have all these people buy tickets and they all come and they have to work at an arena or whatever, and they buy drinks and that business, whatever. I think that's true. So you kind of have to isolate it in some way. It's almost like the money team, right?
That makes sense. Yeah.
It's the money team. Okay, well, you don't want the money. Yes, you hire some people, but what, or you, now if he, money team guy, right? He would take some of the money, open a casino, open a business, a big, not saying he probably doesn't, but I'm just trying to make the comparison between the actual entrepreneur businessman and the actual athlete / rapper / whatever. Because again, their whole persona or whole thing is them being a one person. And if they don't go out there and rap or sing, then nobody eats.
Right.
The team won't eat.
Yeah.
Right. So when they one day when they stop rapping and they open up a sling of bodegas, then or I don't know, I'm just trying to think of any business they go.
Yeah.
Wingstop.
Wingstop. Oh.
Wingstop.
Right. That's a great analogy. Great analogy.
Right.
Great analogy.
Wingstops.
Right. You going off, you taking what you've amassed by you yourself as a solo,
right?
Or you start a label.
Right.
That, you know, those are the things. That's when we're going to be much more successful in a whole entirety, because they're taking a lot of wealth out of, when you're a rapper or like that, you're taking money out of it. But how do you get it back? Give it back. Yeah. By giving it back is to be creating the businesses that will help the communities. Now, some of those guys, I'm not, and again, I'm not criticizing anyone.
No. We're with you.
I'm just giving you a description of what that person would do for us all to be, for us to be penetrate a lot of these different businesses or not businesses, but
verticals or whatever.
Different fields.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So again, somebody like, I'm not mentioning names. I'm just
no, we with you. We're not clickbait. This is not clickbait. You can be just unfiltered real.
It's all right. You ain't gotta say no names. You good.
Like one person opening 50 Wingstops.
Right.
That's what you do.
Right.
Yes, it builds you more wealth, but who cares? But what you're doing now, you're building more. You're creating jobs, because now you own those things and creating more jobs.
Ability is more now because it's in the hood. It's touchable. It's tangible.
But now, okay. For instance, if I go back to one gentleman told me years ago, quite some time ago, if you go and driving down a block and you look and you see an Asian man, Asian sign, and you see going down the block, you see another Asian sign. Let's say it's Chinese, written in Cantonese or whatever. Right, it's an Asian it's a Chinese neighborhood, right? You driving some more, you see Hindu, you see another that's Hindu, you see another thing Hindu. Okay, it's an Indian neighborhood. Now you driving some more, right? And you see a store. You might see a bank. No, you won't see a bank. You'll see, let's say you see a drugstore. You see a liquor store. What neighborhood is that? You don't know what neighborhood is that because there's no identity.
Right.
So if everyone now you're making millions of dollars, Mr. Rapper, Mr. This, Mr. That, you don't have to bring it back. You don't have to that. But remember, how our money goes from out of our community that fast.
Yeah, bounce of a dollar.
Right. So if you turned around and you opened 5 Wingstops, I gotta plug my computer in. 5 Wingstops in the neighborhood. You open a real estate company. Right? So you buying back the block, right? Yeah, you could own it, but now you're servicing, and now we're becoming a powerhouse. So now we're becoming wealthy, or our communities become wealthy.
Yeah.
Then we can match up, and we won't be criticized or looked as villains and all this, and as we not doing nothing. We won't be looked like that because we're looking like, God, they got a lot of money in that community, in their community.
Absolutely. But the reason why I said that, and I agree with everything you just said. The reason why I said that, look, because when I interviewed James Lindsay, right, the CEO of Rap Snacks, what I thought is, why wouldn't I do that as a fucking rapper? Why would I license my likeliness? Right. And the problem is most artists don't know the power of their brand. Right.
Some people, a lot of times too, they in 360s and they can't.
That's the thing, because they're not investing in them and betting on themselves. Is that not right? You said earlier we have to control it the entire infrastructure. Right. But who's going to make that bet?
Like I would die if I liked the box, right? I would die. There's this TKO, it's called TKO, and it's like a workout class, but it's like boxing. I'd love to go to Mayweather's. That was Mayweather's all over the city. That's what I'm talking. Now it's like we look like we have wealth, but the only problem is when only one individual has a wealth, and one individual has a wealth, and one individual has wealth, and that's it. Then what do we look like? Because you're not fucking with me, because I'm Mr. Joe Blow. I ain't got no money. You fucking with somebody, another culture, because you have to, because you have no. We have no.
There's no common ground. There's
no support.
Message.
Yeah.
Now you talk. Now we talking.
But that's the strength. That's the strength of. Plug my book. That's the strength of Forced Bias, right there.
And make sure y'all go get that wherever books are sold. You can go to
jayalexandermartin.com.
It's out. It's out.
Okay. See, Jay, you supposed to let us know these things. That what's the name of the book, Jay?
The Strength of Forced Bias.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Hold on. I got.
Yeah, we're gonna put it up on the joint.
It's actually.
But we also, if you give us the link, bro, we're gonna put it in the description. We got you.
Let's see.
I would assume you want us to do the J. Alexander Martin. We go direct to consumer, right?
You could do that, or you could just go to my website and buy it.
That's what I'm saying. Go right to
just JAlexanderMartin.com. My name, J. Alexander, the letter J, AlexanderMartin.com.
Yes, sir.
You can go there and just scroll down, and you can follow me on that page and Instagram or whatever, all that social media stuff, or you can just buy the book. And it's right there.
Absolutely, bro. And I know we're winding down, bro, and we appreciate you for even going over, bro. I just want to end off. I know my final question, man, is like, what's next for you, brother? What does the mountaintop look like for you? Because me and Chad, we ask a lot of our guests who have been uber successful. You've reached pinnacles. You've triumphed. You've done a lot in your career, brother. You've lived several lives. You know what I'm saying, bro? Let's keep it funky. So what does the mountaintop look like for you, and what are some of the things that you're focused on in the future, bro?
Well, I mean, for me, like I said, I'm just a vision guy, so I'm never gonna stop. Yeah. For me, I'm just gonna keep going. So, what's the next thing? The next thing is the thing that I'm doing, whatever I'm doing to grow whatever I'm doing. As of today, like my network, I have a deal with BMG, record label / publishing deal with BMG. I have a film studio that I'm actually should be closing soon, hopefully, the next 2 months, 3 months. Cutting the ribbon on. It's in Camden, New Jersey, 311,000 feet rather. I'm working that deal out now as we speak. What else? And then the network, we just signed a huge YouTube deal for it, for the network.
Give me a horn, baby. Come on, you just signed a huge deal. Come on.
I mean, so you can see it on what they're called Cineverse, or just go to our IG and you can follow us on that Forced Bias Network, IG. And I'm just trying to build everything, keep building, and like I said, if I need whatever, it's like tentacles. If I need something, if I need to buy the servers, damn, I need to use servers. Okay, well, I'm going to buy a server company, or I'm going to create a server company. That's just how I think. If I need, because we had phones for a while. I might have to go back into that as well. Because, so I can, when you buy your phone, you already got the app for the network, and for the clothes and for everything. But again, that's just how you got to think. You got to think, start with one, build it to the best you can, and then branch off.
Message.
I got one last question too, because I love this interview, and I think it was super powerful, and I think you were super genuine, and
for real,
and your energy is definitely showing nothing but confidence. But there's a lot of people out there that don't have that confidence, and we ask a lot of our guests this too, like, was there ever a point when you were going through your failures, because obviously success has to exist with failure? Was there ever a point that you got to where you was like, yo, this is it for me, like if this don't work? Or did you take a a hit so bad that you was like, yo, that's it, I'm done? Have you ever experienced a moment like that where you just was like, yo, I'm done, I'm gonna walk away, and you were ready to give it up? Because that's big in the entrepreneurial world, right? You're gonna
we quit every day, bro. We quit every day.
No, it's big. It's big because again, for me, if I could never get to that point, because if I look back at how far I've come already.
Okay.
So it's like, well, why are you going to waste you just wasted all the time if you stop.
That's it.
And I don't like to waste my time.
Gotcha.
That's it.
I love it. I got the ladies and gentlemen, the strength of for us, by us. All right, the secret to success. J. Alexander Martin. That's what the cover looks like.
It's our secret. You know how like we all do stuff intangibly, instinctively, and we don't know why we do it. We don't know why we have the drive and the determination that we have what we do. And it's in all of us, and it's in all of us innately, all of us to come together. We've been doing it for years, and this book kind of speaks to that, and helping each other, and keep it. Like, for instance, I talk about this a lot, and it's probably in my next book. I talk about the fact that if someone does something bad, or someone, instead of you going out and saying, yo, and talking about what the person did, or gossiping, or talking, just trolling, why don't you give them a note to help?
Yeah.
Try that once.
Yeah.
So I think within all of us, we have to stop. Yo, he did this and he did that, or no. All right. Okay. If whatever he did, all right. You know what? I found this article that'll help him. Send that article.
Message.
Like, start doing that slowly.
Yeah.
If we could start doing that,
yeah,
we could change the narrative and start. Again, it's all about the culture. What is our culture? Who are we? What are we known for? What's our symbol? Again, back to the neighborhood. How do you even know that's a Black neighborhood?
That was deep.
What's
what's our symbol? What's the culture symbol, bro?
Like that.
That was fucking different.
You the phone call with that one tomorrow.
Yo, that's real shit. What is the culture symbol
right there, big?
Yo, that was fire.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's so
like
real.
I said, just for us, by us, and it brilliantly, Damon, I give it to him in that capacity, and went in the forum, because there's a bunch of people in the room, and he said they came up with that, and that was it. Now, it didn't come with maybe the symbol is FB. I don't know if it's FB's everywhere and that's what it is. I don't know. I'm not saying that.
Right.
Oh, it could be black. Oh, because at one time back in the days, it was black, white, and red. It was the fist. Fine, I don't care.
Yeah.
But we need something to all come together and rally with each other and help each other. And again, if I have something bad to say about you, then I shouldn't say anything at all. Isn't that what everybody's mom said back in the days?
Absolutely.
You got something nice to say. You don't say
That's not what my mama said. Hell no. You don't know my mama. My mama ain't say that shit.
I've heard it. Motherfucker, say it again.
My mama like, go punch him in his motherfucking face.
Is it you do it or I do? I'm gonna fuck you up.
Renee don't play that shit. No, listen, I can agree with you, brother. The only thing I'm trying to add is a small thing. I just really believe it's the level of offense, the level of an atrocious offense that somebody has for you. Some things we can talk about. There's some fucking lines that you should have thought about that shit before you crossed that motherfucking line. I'm not saying not a near text, not a near fucking story. It's off with your head.
Message.
But at the end of the day, let me say this about our culture too. If our culture feared more consequence, we would stop doing a lot of the dumb shit that we do. But a lot of motherfuckers run around because they don't fear the consequence of their actions. That's why they do what they do so freely. But if they feared the consequence of their actions, like, hold on, not only if I do this, will I get my head taken or make my family do, it would really make a lot of motherfuckers rethink what they did.
Well, again, too, they can't have constructive conversation.
Right.
Yeah, that's real too. Yeah.
We can agree to disagree, but we still agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's in a okay, that's how you feel, that's how I feel. Okay, and we move on to the next thing. But at least we got it out and now we understand each other.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
we just understand each other.
And I've never heard that. I've heard the agree to disagree, but we still agree. I never heard the end, that little extra part.
Yeah.
That's real.
Love it, man.
Love it.
Hey,
Man.
man.
I agree with what you say.
Yeah.
I may not totally agree.
Yeah.
Before maybe it's saying, I'm not saying you, I'm saying
Yeah, of course.
I totally agree, but I can understand why you say that. I can understand why you think that way.
Yeah.
That's all we need to do.
Yeah.
Just understand.
That's real, man.
Pop, yo, man, the strength of force bias, man. That's it. All right.
That's it.
Message.
That's the way it is.
No, real talk. We just want to give you before we do. We just want to give you flowers, bro. One last time, bro. Give you flowers. Thank you, man. Like, I'm gonna keep it all the way real from my perspective, bro.
Yeah.
We started this thing 3 years ago, brother. Trying to get sales, man. Trying to better our life and better our career. Now we're talking to as entrepreneurs, and we're talking to a co-founder of one of the iconic brands that we used to rock, bro. We used to champion in the hood, bro. So I just want to say thank you for coming to our platform and trusting us with your story, man, because it means a lot to us. Real talk, man. It means a lot to our audience. It means a lot to our community. It means a lot to our people. It means a lot.
Yeah.
And again, you guys got something that nobody ever had because I never told one of those stories.
Come on, man. We love that, man.
But we hope that what we try to do with this platform, we hope that we've achieved that with you, is to show you that we're curators of the culture, right? We don't give a fuck about no clickbait. We don't give a fuck about how many girlfriends you had. And we don't give a fuck about none of that stupid shit that might get us millions of views, because our motto was one thing: impact over metrics. That's it. You understand? Like I said, you've inspired people like me, and I'm proud to say this. Like, yeah, I'm not a FUBU, but I've had 3 clothing lines easily. I'm talking full lines from top to bottom. I got bathing suits. I got fucking all of our merchandise I designed. You understand what I'm saying? I got a fitness company with all of that shit is possible because of people like you. What do you think? It's possible because of people like you. You understand? Absolutely. So and the cool Kais of the world that fucking is getting sued by Nike because his sneakers making so much fucking. Again, none of this shit is possible for all these designers that are coming up, young black and brown people. Without any type of influence. So that's what we're talking about, right? So when we bring you on and you tell these stories, understand that they're important to us as the entrepreneur. They're important to people that's in fashion. They're important to people that want to learn business. And they're important to people that just don't have no direction, but they want to see somebody successful and they want to be able to relate to them and say, holy shit, I didn't realize he was such a dope ass dude. He's a human being. He's like me. I could possibly be that one day. That's what we do it for.
That's it, brother.
Well, I'm glad I was here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, go follow, Mr. J. Alexander Martin, man.
All platforms.
If you reach out to him, once again, we say this all the time, reach out with some respect. This man runs businesses. He doesn't have time to play games. And if he reaches out to you, be respectful, man, and give this man, what he deserves. You understand what I'm saying? Don't waste his time. You know what I mean? And we're appreciative. So, we're going to tell you, like we tell all of our guests, right? We're going to start a group chat between me, you, and Jay, right? Because we don't believe in just having meetings. We believe in building
relationships and everything.
Right? And, if you ever, I don't know if you were in New York now, but if you ever in New York, man, we love to meet up. We, met a lot of our guests and just, break bread and further our talks and further, this relationship, man, because I think we got a lot to learn from you. And I believe that your message needs to get put out to the community because the world still has a lot to learn from you.
Absolutely.
And we're going to help champion that.
Absolutely. We're gonna do a round table. I want to holler at Dante. Will we're gonna get together, bro. We're gonna hit a spot. We're gonna chop house or something. Let's make something happen, man. Real talk.
Yeah. So what we got? Who we got coming on next, Jay? Let them know.
We got Angela Stanton King. First of all, this sister is one of the campaign managers for Robert Kennedy Jr., a presidential candidate coming up. She's an advocate, a best-selling author. Her story is incredible. She's coming through this Thursday, 5:30 Tuesday. Babs Bunny from Making the Band. Come on, baby. Who's the hottest rap? Dylan. But she was better than him.
The Dylan shot.
Coming through Tuesday. And you already know next week, y'all, we got Perry Fair, the first black man to run a publicly traded advertising agency. First black man. on Black History Month, on the 29th. We end off with a bang. And you already know March Women's Month. And we starting off the first day with appreciation episode. And then Offset. Mama set. Offset.
Mama.
Doom. Back in the coop. We already know. We out here, man, for the culture. From the couch in the Bronx. For my brother, man, it's us, man. Curators of the culture, more than the title. We out of here, you dig?
What you know about me?